Show.
She say Diane doesn't know what she's doing.
I'm just telling you, I don't.
Why do you despise me?
I don't despise you.
Do you despise my success?
Absolutely, positively not. You worked very hard for everything you've gotten.
So why do you despise me?
I don't.
According to this, you do.
I'm trying to think of what possibly would have triggered that.
How about the part where you despise me?
I don't despise
Would that affect it?
you. Why do you even ask questions like this?
I like to know. I like to know who I'm surrounded with.
You know.
Some are surrounded by.
You know. If I despised you, I would have told you by now.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
How long did it take you to tell me that you stopped by my girlfriend's house?
That's because it would sound worse than it is.
And you don't think walking up to me one day in the hall and go, I despise your success?
I would never
You don't
say-
think that would come off as weird?
I would never say I despise your success. I don't. I'm trying to think how I can't even think why that would come back that way.
I do. And we've already covered it. What's next?
Did you enjoy Create the Mexico trip as a bit to fool Russ? His answer was no. No deception indicated.
You don't know what you're doing.
Thank you very much.
There could be
see, when it goes his way, he thanks me.
Well, I mean, there's a couple. These other ones I've said, okay, this could be part of the reason. Then the thing about
all right, so when it goes your way, she knows what she's doing, and when she gets it wrong, she's some kind of...
she always knows what she's doing, but I'm just telling you this. The deal about your success. The thing is, maybe, in the back of my mind, you're a bigger ass than you used to be. Down, don't look at me. Don't even. You know you are.
I'm an ass to who?
To everybody.
Off the air?
Well, yeah. Sometimes.
Who?
Well, I'm just saying in general. When we were just doing the TV show, you were more of just a normal guy. Now you're the boss, and
I'm not the boss.
You are the boss. It's the Russ Martin Show. You are the boss.
But I share.
Yes, you do share.
I always say our show, don't I?
You certainly do. I'm not saying. I'm trying to get a reason for that because I know.
You just called me a bigger ass.
No, I don't mean that like that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't.
How do you mean it then?
I shouldn't even let it go. I just know if I didn't clarify that, that's going to be bugging you.
Yeah, you're right. You're out of the hole now.
No, I just mean that when you go home tonight, that's going to bug you that I said that.
Which part? The despise?
Yeah,
you'd have been better off leaving the despising my success thing alone, as opposed to saying now you're a bigger ass.
Just before you weren't the boss. The boss has to be a little bit of an ass. You have to be to keep everybody in line and keep the show going.
Fine,
like we should be now.
I'm glad we took this.
Oh Jesus!
Very revealing.
I'm not.
Hold on, Diane. Yes, Kelly.
I have to agree with JD on you being a bigger ass because I met you before at Hooters up in Addison when you guys were giving away the trip to Cancun. And a friend of mine...
I remember you. You were the whore. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Russ.
Yes.
Hi, Grand Dragon. Anyway, I was going to say that me and my friend...
Hold on a second. You're a rude ass now? You don't say hello to Carl? Hi.
I said that me and my friend can come in and we can design your bar for you. We dress really cute.
See, that's all I needed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we go to bars all the time. And we've been to bars like in Europe and Korea, so we can copy their style.
Okay, so this isn't what you do for a living. You just been to a lot of bars, and you can tell us how to do it.
Yeah, and I dress really cute.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
I need to see you before I let you in my bar.
Oh, my God, that's so mean.
Why? I can't just have anybody go in and design my bar. Right. I got to see. Plus, what if you don't really dress cute? Then I'm screwed.
I do dress cute. Trust me, I dress cute.
What are we wearing today?
I'm wearing this I'm at work right now, but I'm wearing this green striped top. It has green, white, and yellow. And jeans.
That is so cute.
No, I have them at work. I can't be really wearing
no, that's still cute for work.
Yeah, it is.
That is so
Isn't it?
Cute.
But we can do it. We'll do it for free. If you hook us up with drinks.
How many?
What do you mean how many drinks? We design your bar for you. It's like free drinks for a lifetime.
Well, no, not for a lifetime.
For a while.
Well,
we can bring all of our cute friends.
And how do they dress?
They're Asian. They dress hoochie.
They dress what?
They dress like hoochies.
Hoochies?
Yeah.
Huh.
You'll like them.
Of course. Well, who don't like a bunch of hoochie jabs?
The Russ Martin Show.
Normally things like this don't catch my interest. It's just because this played out just like somebody I know.
Okay.
Scott McClellan with his new book.
Yes. Oh, I know where.
Did you already make the association?
Oh, absolutely. Dead on. I even thought about double highlighting, underlining that part, and writing out to the side about what you're about to say. Just in case I need to catch it.
Has his book already come out?
No, it comes out on Monday.
All right. He's already pushing it. Slamming the Bush administration, which is fine. You do whatever you want after you leave. But Scott McClellan is a big, fat, spineless pussy and a Dan Lewis wannabe.
You think Dan is actually better spineless than...
Yeah.
Really?
What's the story, say, Dan?
The White House blasted former Press Secretary Scott McClellan on Wednesday, claiming that his new book about President Bush and the Iraq War shows McClellan is a disgruntled former employee.
He's a big, fat pussy.
Press Secretary
has no appreciation what the Bush administration did for him and wouldn't be able to put out a book had he not been Press Secretary. All he would have been was a little turd.
Well, the part that caught me most interesting is toward the end. I'll let him read the whole story, but the quote toward the end from the current Press Secretary.
God damn.
One thing she does say, the current press secretary, or he, Dana Perino, says Scott, we know now, is disgruntled about his experience at the White House. For those of us who fully supported him before, during, and after he was press secretary, we are puzzled. It is sad. This is not the Scott we know. In his memoir entitled What Happened Inside the Bush White House and Washington's Culture of Deception, McClellan writes that the Bush White House made a decision to turn away from candor and honesty when those qualities were most needed, at a time when the nation was on the brink of war. The way Bush managed the Iraq issue, McClellan writes, almost guaranteed the use of force would become the only feasible option, and it provoked strong reactions from former staffers as well. Fran Townsend, the former head of the White House-based counterterrorism office, says,
you could take out references to the White House and Scott McClellan's name, plug in Dan Lewis, and this quote, all of it would still fit.
For Dan Lewis to do this now strikes me as self-serving, disingenuous, and unprofessional. According to former top aide Karl Rove in an interview with Fox News, if he had these moral qualms, he should have spoken up about them. And frankly, I don't remember him speaking up about these things. I don't remember a single word.
He was just happy on the 1st and the 15th.
Yeah, I read that quote and I went, we've said those words. We've used that word.
After Dan left the show, he couldn't, from the information that got back to me, he couldn't tell enough people how morally corrupt this show was and how hard it was to end. And what?
And that's why he left. That's what he said. That's why he left.
No.
Well, no, I know it's not, but that's what he was telling everybody. I couldn't be there anymore. It was morally corrupt. No. You left to do your own show and then failed.
Multiple times.
Let's put history as it is.
No, he doesn't want to do that.
Well, it makes him look bad. What, are you going to tell somebody the story?
But everybody
a buffoon? Not everybody knows. No, everybody doesn't know. I mean, some of the people he was telling obviously were people who come to stores and places.
I haven't addressed this enough for everybody to know.
Maybe everybody that Dan knows, all the folks behind the scenes at Six Flags Big Bart Show, don't know. I don't know.
No, actually, a lot of them knew because they called in with similar stories that paralleled the things Dan would do on this show.
Yeah, and JR, the guy that worked for the country station in Victoria, Texas, Dan's sister station, he called up and tell the exact same stories.
It's Dan's only way of spinning it. The only way you can tell somebody in person, you go, I don't care what you hear Russ Martin say on the radio. Here's the truth. I'm standing looking you in the face. I'm telling you how it really was. That's what he had. That's the only way he could spin it.
And I'm not sure. I think JR asked him when Dan still had his gig in Victoria, how were you able to stay with the show for so long if it was that morally corrupt? And I don't think he ever got an answer. He also asked him if you were that big of a deal in Dallas, why are you in Victoria?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And he got the same response.
That's a really good question.
He said nonstop, new people would come into the station and they would hate Dan immediately because he would tell. It was almost like when Jesus would touch a leper,
right,
and all of a sudden they weren't a leper anymore. It was just that instantaneous contact. All of a sudden, I've gone from liking you to being a leper.
don't know why I don't like you, but I'm going to find out.
And I believe my gut's going to be right on this one.
Yeah.
As soon as anybody would come into the station, Dan would start to
It was Dallas-Fort Worth radio launch.
give his advice on different things.
This is my resume. Would you like to hear it? Yeah, sure.
Here's the way that we did it in Major Market. Well, here's the way that we do it in Bumpsville.
Yeah.
Which is where you are now. You're not even a head bump on the pickle. That's all I could think about today with everything else going on is CNN every 20 minutes would go back and revisit Scott McClellan's book. That thankless dick.
Again,
you give him a career. I'm talking about Dan Lewis now. If you want to associate this with McClellan, that's okay. It's in the news. Mm-hmm. You give him a career, no experience in broadcasting, help him along, tolerate his shortcomings because he's a friend, get him his own show to get him away from me. Yeah. He loses that, can't get another one, blames me because of this show's image in the market. Not because his image in the market is he sucks.
Nope. You can't. How can you walk up to somebody wherever you are and say, "Well, now really the reason I'm where I am is because I blow"? You have to spin it on somebody else. You have to.
But
it doesn't make it right. But you have to do that.
That would eat at me internally, knowing that I just had to constantly walk around and justify why I got no gig.
Yeah, but he's used to lying to himself. What's the difference between lying to everybody else? After a while, it becomes second nature. You would think at a certain juncture that it would be cleansing of your soul just to fess up that you're a no-talent turd. No talent.
After Victoria, I think I'd watched it. I'd have done something else, done some other business. When I come back to Dallas and do whatever he's doing.
He thought he was getting short-sheeted in Dallas because of his association with this show.
So in Victoria, he should have just zoomed straight to the top, yeah? And everyone should have loved him and adored him as he does himself.
Yeah, and in Victoria, there was no reason to tell anybody anything about this show because nobody down there is going to know me. Mm-mm. So why bring it up? You know, I could
because of where I've been. This is what I've done.
Well, then don't tell anybody you worked in Dallas.
I wonder who I am.
Tell them it's your first radio gig. That way you look like you're way ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
As opposed to being dead last in some kind of retard race.
Why are you so old then? If this is your first job in radio, where have you been? What have you been doing?
I've been exploring my horizons.
Really?
And I've taken all of that. Mm-hmm. All my memories, all my experiences, all my travels and connection with people. Okay. And now I've decided to turn it into a radio show that will suck as my life has for 45 years. Now he's back doing traffic on BAP. Yes. Is that right?
Yes, it is. Correct.
I'd like to stab him in the ear.
Why?
I don't know.
Let it go. This is when you really should let go. He's done everything to himself.
Stabbing.
No.
Why does that tickle my heart?
Damn.
Just stab him in both ears. Look like a big-headed, bearded corn cob.
That's pretty evil. He's done more damage to himself than he didn't do anything to you.
But he doesn't attribute everything that's happened to him, he attributes to me.
Yes.
Why not hit him with a couple of corn skewers, and this time he'll be right.
You always blamed it on me.
There. Put on your butter hat.
I just don't understand how he reconciled the two of, bragging, I was a producer of the #1 show in Dallas, and then saying, but it was, horrible people that I worked with.
I was a producer. I suffered through it, even though the atmosphere was toxic. I rose above it, and I helped produce the #1 show. When I was done with it, I'd had enough, and so I decided to move on.
But how do you go back and justify the immorality that he said went on with his show? And he could be right. Mm-hmm. How you dealt with that for so long?
Well, because it was a job at the time, and
because he was a whore.
Well, sure.
And I was his pimp. What were you going to say, Dan?
I was just going to say that.
And much like any other pimps, I took care of him as my whore.
Oh, Lord, here we
Made sure he had everything he needed.
Yes, he did.
Provided him with training.
Mm-hmm. Yes, training.
Got him his own pimp gig. He lost that.
He did.
What were you going to say, Dan?
I was just going to say, not only, did Dan, I don't know if you guys remember it, not only did he claim to obviously produce this show, but he claimed to be behind so much of the writing and the creative aspect to it.
To?
I can't remember what. I don't know if it was JR.
I know I know who you didn't say it to.
You're so pissed off you could barely get that out.
Call me on the phone and tell me you did a bunch of writing. The only writing you did was stuff that focused around you that we never used.
It's signing your name to your paycheck.
And I let him keep coming back, giving him another chance because I felt bad for him. And he was my friend. And I didn't turn on him until I found out that he had turned on me and he was justifying his failures on me.
That we have proof of. We know that.
And I don't get how he keeps popping up at different stations. Obviously, he doesn't stay there long. He's like a broadcasting roach.
God. Man, he's a roach now that you want to poke him in the ears with knives. I mean, let this one go. It's not doing you any good. You're on top.
I don't like the fact he's back in Dallas-Fort Worth.
He's doing traffic overnight.
I don't care. He's still a roach.
Yeah, well.
I don't want you living with roaches.
Muhammad Ali. What year was that?
I don't know.
How sad is your career? You go from being the
we talking about Dan or Muhammad Ali now?
Both.
Well, that's okay. We can make a left here.
That's
You're a heavyweight champion of the
I
world?
haven't heard of that commercial. When was that on?
I think late 70s.
Damn, that's been a long time. Yeah, he comes in the room.
Dan's blank on this one.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dan.
Sorry, I'm a 79er. What commercial?
Muhammad Ali would do...
There's some fogger.
It was like
a roach commercial?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was working out. He looks at the camera and he goes, I don't want you living with roaches. It was wasn't Raid.
No. So, I don't even know if they sell
Try something Foregone.
Oregon?
Decon.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Do you remember the spots, Trey?
Yeah, vaguely. But you got
Decon Foregone.
That's it.
Because I don't want you living with roaches.
Don King screwed him so bad. I mean, he
obviously, you got to do roach commercials.
he left boxing with almost nothing.
How did he get screwed?
Basically, he was in the hospital after his last
I know
fight.
it sounds like we made a hard left turn, but we're still talking about losers. Go ahead.
And
although Muhammad Ali isn't his fault.
No, he got beaten in the head and then stolen from.
He got Ali to sign over. I forgot all of the things it was, in exchange for like $60,000 or something.
That's a lot of zeros. Give it to me.
Well, at that time,
serious?
I mean, he was, his brain had been knocked around so much.
Yeah.
The Parkinson's was starting to kick in.
He didn't have anybody that represented him. His family didn't step in and say, "Hey, don't turn over your entire empire for $50."
You got to remember, back then, promoters were just up and coming.
He was a heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
But Don King...
And by 1980, whatever, to live, he's got to do... I think he did spots for somebody else. It might have been... I want to say Vitalis, but that didn't make any sense.
Nope.
But I know he was doing the decon. Go ahead. Do you remember those spots, Clive?
Vaguely, yeah.
Don King came in and took over boxing.
Well, Dan just sent me the link.
Oh, really?
I love YouTube.
Is that online?
YouTube, everything. If you're looking for anything, just go there first.
Let's see.
I can whoop anything on 2 legs, but even me, the greatest, needs help beating things with 6 legs. I mean roaches. I'm going to show you how you can whoop roaches with decon power, decon Foregone.
Told you.
God, no kidding.
He's good.
Not like regular.
You what?
At least he's good. He provides a compelling argument.
I can't beat things with 6 legs.
No.
Or 12, or how many of them little motherfuckers got? All I know is they...
No, we need to do it again. Let's everybody back to 1.
Well, somebody hold a roach still so I can see how many legs you got.
Let's just go with 6.
All right.
All right.
I can beat anything on 2 legs. But those little motherfuckers with the 8, those are too fast.
All right, well,
those are speedy.
Good, that's a good take, but let's try it again without the MF in it. Yeah, that's not
How come I couldn't got the one for Powerade? Emmett Smith beat me out on that one. Back this up.
I can whoop anything on 2 legs, but even...
You got to admit, this is about as eclectic as we've got. We're talking about the White House press secretary.
Yeah.
Now, roach spots.
From 80s.
From 1980.
Is it 80?
Yeah, it was in the URL thing.
I can whoop anything on 2 legs, but even me, the greatest, needs help beating things with 6 legs. I mean roaches. I'm gonna show you how you can whoop roaches with decon power, decon Forgone. It's not like regular sprays. Forgone is an automatic room fogger. It wipes out roaches in the whole room. I don't want you living with roaches. Wipe them out with...
There it is.
You don't know me.
Forgone is an automatic room fogger. It wipes out roaches in the whole room. I don't want you living with roaches. Wipe them out with decon power. Decon, more power to you.
Oh, you living with 8-leg mother...
No, they, Ali, they have 6. But we could also drop the MF part. That would be great. It would help us in editing. Really.
Here's a link for something else. I wonder if it's another one they did. Might be the same one. No, this is the same one.
Beating things with 6 legs, I mean roaches. I'm gonna show you how you can whip roaches with decon power, decon Forgone. It's not like regular sprays. Forgone is a...
I wonder who they're showing this to. Because obviously there's a crowd in the background.
It must be one of those, like, worst commercials or worst things on TV.
Like the Dick
And
Clark special.
Yeah, and probably throwing the laugh track on it.
Yeah. Let's see who they pitch it back to.
automatic room fogger. It wipes out roaches in the whole room. I don't want you living with roaches. Wipe them out with decon power. Decon, more power to you.
No, I didn't say who was doing it.
I can't find the Emmett Smith Powerade commercial.
Why are you looking for that?
Because it's
Compare?
yeah.
That had to be so frustrating for the directors.
Yeah, that one had to be a couple of weeks shoot. Yeah. 30-second spot.
What's his favorite flavor?
Fruit punch.
Oh, yeah.
One more time, Emmett.
Just one. Can we work on the R part of fruit?
All right.
All right, here we go.
Fruit punch. Right?
No. Try fruit. Let's just do a wild take. Just say fruit.
Fruit.
Okay. We'll use that.
I found his Just for Men commercial.
For who?
Emmett Smith.
I didn't know he did that one.
I saw it.
I was such a success with my pie commercial. My fruit punch. You know, the crew's looking at him going, why isn't he just couldn't like grape? All right, sing me that. How long before we need a break, Love?
2 minutes.
All right. Second link on here?
Yeah.
All right.
Hello, may I help you?
Yes, Clyde and Keith to see Emmett Smith. Emmett, your gray facial hair has put you in a rocking chair. Your beard is weird. Your stash is trash. Oh, it's bad.
Just for Men Gel. Penetrates tough...
They only give him 2 lines.
No.
3 words.
Yeah, 3 words.
Spray and puts it away in 5 easy minutes. His edge is back.
He's right on track.
Backfield in motion.
He moves and grooves. He scores! Just for men.
Wow.
He's got no lines.
3 words.
That's bad. I think he did one more spot. For whatever reason, I don't know why. I think with a pig, and they gave the pig all the lines. What? It was a pig or a chicken or something like that. I forgot it was. I don't know if it was... I don't know, but whoever was with him got all the lines.
Was it a talking pig?
Or it was Troy Aikman.
No.
What are you looking for? You find it?
No, I'm trying to find it because I want to say that sounds familiar. I want to say it was one of when he was doing ESPN, the NFL pregame. I want to say that might have been one of the ESPN promos.
Oh. I want to hear the Muhammad Ali again. Then we'll break. I don't understand how who was his
Don King.
Don King. Why he would screw him around like that, Muhammad Ali, knowing all the beatings he'd taken, all the mental ability that he lost.
It's money. Same thing with Tyson.
But it's still not going to leave the guy with anything. And how bad do you look as a promoter if you were representing the heavyweight champ of the world, knocked people out just on a heartbeat, and now he's got to kill roaches?
Mm-hmm. Don King didn't care. I mean, he rose up and just screwed people left, right, got them to sign contracts. And a lot of these guys, at the time, had no agents, had no lawyers, and he could put in a bunch of fancy language in a contract, which just screwed him.
But he still had to know he was worth more than $60,000.
Oh, he did. But that's why Don King didn't care about Ali. When he was finished with him, as he is with all his fighters, when he's done with them, he's done.
With anything on two legs, but even me, the greatest, needs help.
Got another one that's better quality.
I can whoop anything on two legs, but even me, the greatest, needs help beating things with six legs. I mean roaches. I'm gonna show you how.
Roaches, little brown nasty mother with 6 legs.
Okay,
I got it right.
You did. We're close enough.
6-leg mother.
Oh Jesus!
Can you use that tape?
No. We'll work on it.
What if I call him 6-leg?
No, we prefer not to do that. Just
6-legged suckers.
No. Just say things on 6 legs. Things on 6 legs. We're rolling. Just repeat after me. Things on 6 legs.
All right. Motherfuckers with 6 legs. Well, what are you worried about? Ain't not like roaches got no lobby groups. You afraid we don't get picketed out front? A little bit of roach signs?
I don't believe so. No, we just can't.
And if they show up, we got the decon.
We can kill them. Thanks. We'll get the voice announcer to do it.
You can whoop roaches with decon power, decon Forgone. It's not like regular sprays. Forgone is an automatic room fogger. It wipes out roaches in a whole...
Man, boxed all around the world.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You wonder, at that point, did he know how far he'd fallen? Or did he think, this is just a continue? Like George Foreman in the grills. At first, that sounded cheesy. Now it's kind of a cool thing.
I don't think this carried any esteem with it. It's one thing with George Foreman, because he said, obviously I'm watching my weight. This drains all the fat off of it. I'm doing something for other people.
Yeah. This isn't.
This is roachicide.
No.
I don't want you living with roaches. Wipe them out with decon power. Decon, more power to you.
Do you find the limit pig spot?
No, not yet.
Well, maybe I got it wrong. You want to break it? All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. To the Russ Martin Show.
Hi, Gail.
Hi, Russ.
What do you got?
I've got Texas Motor Speedway and Mattress Giant. On I-30 East R.L. Thornton in the eastbound direction, right at I-45, the 3 left lanes are blocked. Traffic is backed up through the canyon, across the bridge to the big post office at Sylvan. On the Bush Turnpike westbound at Coit Road, there's a disabled vehicle. Traffic is backed up to Custer. Eastbound I-30 at 2nd is the reason that other stuff through the canyon is backed up. They just got it pretty much blocked there. Southbound 35 ramp to I-20 westbound, a vehicle was on fire. And in North Richland Hills on westbound 820 between Holiday Lane and Roof Snow, they're doing some sign work. They've got the left lane blocked, and that's backed up to 183. And I'm Gail Lightfoot on the Russ Martin Show.
Thanks, Gail. Mid-70s for the low tonight. Mid-90s the rest of the weekend to be sunny and beautiful all the way through the weekend. 89 now at Live 105.3.
What are you looking at now, Dan?
I'm still trying to find the Emmett Smith Powerade commercial.
Yeah, short of YouTube and maybe AOL video, but if you Googled it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm doing, because I just typed in Emmett Smith and looked all through YouTube and couldn't find it, so I'm back to Google.
Let it go.
I can't.
You saw the spots, didn't you?
I did, but it's been so long, I want to see it again. That's part of why I'm so obsessed.
If you Google Emmett Smith plus Alf, you may stumble upon the Powerade commercial.
Well, that was the spot that I was talking about earlier.
Where Alf talked more.
Yeah.
Well, Alf's a bit of a spokesman.
Well, at least I got it right. They gave all the lines to the puppet.
You did.
Did you find the spot?
Not with Emmett. Found the one with Terry Bradshaw, but not Emmett. That I was just starting to look through Google when Cook called 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. You ready for news, Dan?
Sure.
Okay.
It wipes out roaches in the whole room. I don't want you living with roaches. Wipe them out with decon power. Decon, more power to you.
I don't like admitting I can't beat roaches.
No, I know that.
What if we put me in a ring with them?
No, we like.
And I knock them out one at a time.
Well, they're little tiny.
We dress them like little bitty Joe Frazier's.
We have a camera problem with that. They're tiny. They're little bit. You're really big. We like you walking down the hall. That's much better.
Well, what if we just get a big roach?
No.
And dress like Joe Frazier.
Well, no. You don't have to be Joe Frazier.
Hit him in a big roach head.
That really wasn't the concept.
Get him the rope-a-dope.
No. The client would like you in the hall hitting the wall. That's got some punch to it.
I'd rather punch roaches.
Let's just roll.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
So how many legs these little motherfuckers got to get?
They have 6.
Huh?
We're rolling.
Okay.
3, 2.
I hate motherfuckers. You ready, Dan?
Yeah.
All right. You still looking?
Yeah.
I'll look while you're reading.
Good luck.
What is line 1?
He says he heard about this on Jagger's show this morning.
Jagger and his partner get that baby?
No, they're talking about Jack FM maybe moving out of our building.
Oh, I already knew about that. Yes, Eric?
Yeah, I just wanted to...
No, I didn't know that.
Wow.
Piece of the puzzle.
Thank you.
Thank God for that man.
David Henry came in last week. He said, I think we're going to move Jack FM over to the Fitzhugh building. All right. And?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be a better idea to put all the music stations together. All right. And? So that doesn't make any sense. Normally, you move a bunch of stations together. You got the jocks from the station roaming the hall.
Sure.
They interact with the sales people. You get some kind of vibe from the jocks being in the building. Promotions are going on. Jack FM ain't got no jocks.
You got 2 2 computers.
Jack FM is an iPod.
Don't. Shh. What's our whole campaign?
Then finally, he got to the party. He said, "So that studio next to you is going to be empty. If you want to take that, it's got the digital board,
right? It's got digital board and the microphones with the gold springs and everything.
Why do they have gold springs?
That's just the new thing. Instead of these silver ones we have, that's just gold. It's just the new look.
Well, why didn't we just swap all of those out?
We could, but they put all the new stuff in there, all the new mics, all the new springs, new switches, everything.
And I'm not going to take this studio that we're in. We're the only ones that have been in this studio for 6 years, had it totally renovated, painted, walls, blinds, TVs. I'm not going to let the other shows come in here, and then I take over the Jack FM. Take that digital board, and you bring it over here. No, we can't do that. You put it in there, you can put it in here.
No, I don't think it'll fit in the exact hole.
Why won't it?
I think you need a whole new... Wasn't that the deal, Trey, when you hold a console?
Yeah, they have to prefab the console.
This console's made out of wood.
I know that, but that one's built specifically for that board, and I don't think that board fits in this hole for this board.
That board's a lot wider.
Okay, well, this console still has more room where you can go wide.
I'm not an engineer. Don't yell at me.
Well, you don't have to be an engineer. I realize you can't ground a tree, but you can cut wood. And this wood, this console, I could probably go another foot on each side. So there's no reason why they can't take that digital board next door and give it to me.
They're not going to do it. That's just their new studio. I guess if you don't want it, they'll just put the other shows over there.
Well, that's what they're going to do.
Okay.
I told him I'm not going to... All the money that's been spent on this studio, I'm not going to have the other shows start broadcasting from in here, and then we get the Jack studio, because they're going to turn this one into another pit. And that's going to piss me off even more, because there was a lot of time and emotion that went into the studio.
What emotion? Actually, it does look pretty cool. Even people that have been in radio studios forever, like Mike Reno came in, he goes, and he's been here before, but every time he comes, it changes. He goes, this is really cool.
Well, we also take care of it. Every Friday, we clean the studio. People aren't masturbating on the console.
No.
You walk in, walk into this studio, unlike the other one, you walk in, when you walk out, your shoes are still on you.
Like you need a shower. Nobody digs their initials into the wood and the board and everything else.
People at radio have done that
forever.
I don't get that, because around the console, you got wood trim. Some fidget jackass will sit there with an ink pen and just doodle in it nonstop.
Yeah, it's not there. They don't care.
Well, why don't you go home and doodle in your Zenith?
That's mine.
If you think it's that artistic and it's something that somebody wants to see, go home and get a nice knife and do that in the side of your hutch.
Because I got to see that every day. I'm only here on weekend nights. That's normally where I think all the destruction happens. They're here. They're bored. It's overnight. Nobody's going to see it.
Then bring a hunk of wood up and whittle. Why is it it's got to be into somebody else's equipment?
Again, I've never understood it. And it's happened at every station I've ever been at.
So I told David, I said, I'm not going to take that studio over there. It's smaller than this studio.
Yeah.
And this one has all my amenities. Mm-hmm. That digital board's not that big of a deal. Well, I said, just measure it and see if you can move it over here. They can't do it. Oh, and all right, that's fine. I'll take care of the transport. I've taken equipment out of it before.
Yeah, you have.
I'll unplug crap before I yank it out over there.
Before you cut it with pliers.
I bet I could hire an off-site engineer who could come in and swap these boards out in the course of 2 days. And I'll guarantee you, even though I haven't talked to our engineering department, they said it's impossible to flip the digital board from over there, stick it in here.
They're probably going to say the plugs don't match up anymore. That's all new technology. You'd have to completely rewire this room.
You're going to have to completely rewire this room anyway when you stick a digital board in here. So why not just flip-flop them?
Didn't they say it's 2 weeks to do that? But this one went in 2 days over here, Jack.
Yeah, why the time differential?
I think because they had everything prefabricated, and so they just literally could just take it in and install.
Then you prefabricate a console, you bring it in, and you plug it.
I'm with you. But I do know this. If you did decide to take over that other studio and you watched the studio turn to piss, it would eat at you like a can.
That's what I said. It would piss me off knowing that somebody's going to come in. All the time we've spent revamping this studio, knowing that things are happening in here. No. Okay, I'm just going to take the digital board out of the other studio.
You just don't have the technology to do that.
I don't need technology.
You can't just clip things and pull.
Well, I have audio doing it.
Well, yeah, but that didn't turn out so well.
Get off me. Yes, Michael?
Hey, buddy. Jagger's already bragging he's getting all that stuff.
Well, it was a nice ramp-up. Cool delivery. Hey, buddy. Jagger's bragging about it. Woo! Faggot me out. And they're going to take and let the other shows broadcast in that room with all that state-of-the-art equipment. It's going to crap out in 6 months.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. It's going to look like just like that other room does where you can't breathe.
The studio that all the other shows broadcast out of, whoever runs the board over there looks like they got boogers on their finger nonstop, and they wipe them on all the knobs. And any crevice that you can get a booger in has a booger in it.
You forgot the hair.
Yeah, Dan has to go in there. We go in there, don't you?
Yeah.
That room. Dan, Russ, have you been in there in a while? Because it has.
We were in there a few months ago when I shorted this studio out.
No, we were just briefly though. That room's even. Sorry, didn't let your punchline breathe.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
Well, it's just got a different smell to it. I mean, when you get in that room, it's just like, what has been in here? And is it still here?
Things that putrid smells.
Body fluids.
Just because putrid comes and goes doesn't mean it doesn't leave its aroma.
Cut 12.
Dan, you should do that some weekend. Take a black light to that room and see what's on the floor.
I want to say I did that a few years ago.
Did you?
But then I realized I didn't need the black light because most of it you could see without it.
I see.
Yeah. I don't know how it is that they were able to work it out. It's almost an art that every crack and crevice of that console in that studio has got mucus in it.
Some of it's dirt. I don't think it's all dirt.
I think it's all mucus. Who runs the board for Pugs and Kelly?
Eric.
The big nose picker?
I don't know.
That glop is just doesn't form on stuff.
I can't believe the engineers don't get in clean it every once in a while.
Who wants to go in there?
Well, they have to because they're engineers. They got to go in places other people wouldn't want to.
They spend all their time at the transmitter.
Yes, they do.
And
grill.
What is this?
That's nice auto of you making your night. Well, actually, was it Gavin making the cut? Just play it.
You're in charge of setups from here on out.
Oh, wow.
There are only 3 things that come out of that. Unplug them. I'm trying to get the mini disc player out. I gave engineering a heads up 2 or 3 weeks in advance. Mini disc player isn't working. Take it out. They don't take it out. It
crap out.
F's up on me that day. It's still in here. I'll take it out.
And you did.
Are they out?
Yeah, they're 4.
Okay. Well, why is it still on?
Oh.
Plug electricity.
Is it out? I'll pull it out myself. Oh, it's got a power cord on it.
Yeah, it's hardwired to power cord.
Give me a knife.
Russ.
What?
Do this.
With a pair of pliers?
Oh, my.
I got it.
Here we go.
It's so fun!
Quit doing this.
Give me some.
And we went dark.
Why is this entire studio, or why was it, wired to one mini disc player? That shouldn't have been like that.
Well, it shouldn't have, but I don't think anyone would take metal pliers to it and cut it.
We needed to know that.
Well, under what condition would you actually need to know that it was hardwired?
You don't want to have one thing on one circuit blow out an entire studio.
We did learn something by that.
What if the other mini disc player in here is wired that way?
Don't. Just don't.
Let's find out.
Oh, dear God.
I know I shouldn't. Because when I blow this studio out, we'll have to go over to that other studio and broadcast.
Boogerville?
Yeah, I don't want to go to Boogieville. Maybe we'll do it at the end of the show. That way engineering will have all night to figure. What?
It would be cool, though, because we'll have the whole ground floor of this building to run amok.
Well, it still doesn't make any sense why they're going to move. They're moving sales and the air staff from Jack FM over to the Fitchie building, right?
Mm-hmm.
I asked David Henry about that again. He came in the other day. He said, "You're sure you don't want the Jack FM studio with all the digital equipment?" I'm not going in there. All my stuff's in here. Sure. It's my fort. You don't just take it out and stick it in a new tree.
And you got a digital board coming eventually.
They're not going to stick anything in here. And I really couldn't care less if I got one or not. It's just the irritation factor that they won't give me one. Oh, well, there's one 12 feet away in the Jack FM studio. Well, fine. I'll go pry that bitch out. But I asked him again, why is he going to take all of the expense, move everybody for Jack FM over to the Fitchie building? Because what you're talking about, you make it sound like they're jocks, and there's a vibe, and there's something to be had by putting them all together. You got no answer.
No. Somebody's idea that this is the best place for them was over there.
Then David Henry said, we'll take all the empty sales area over here behind Jack FM.
Okay.
Clear that out and turn that into a big game room. He said, I got money set aside, probably 40, 50 grand to do that. That's when I grabbed him by the neck.
Oh, no. I'm surprised you ever let him go. Why is he still not connected to your hands?
I said, you spend 50 cents on anything over there before you stick a digital board in the studio, I'm leaving. I'll go back to Clear Channel. I'll work for free. I'll work mornings and afternoons just to shut you down. You better not spend freaking 50 cents on anything for that game room area so you can have your pipe hotness come out and get crap faced, and you don't have to sit in your office drunk all day.
I can't believe he would tell you, even if he's going to do that he would tell you that. I would say that this...
Because he's a GM and he thinks in different departments. The money that allocated for equipment is in a different department, and you can't transfer those. We already know they can. So he said, as far as renovations for the building, I got $50,000 set aside. We'll turn that into a game room. Chloe was standing there when I grabbed him by the collar.
I didn't hear that part.
He was wearing his golf shirt, whatever. I grabbed him by the little edges and pulled him over. I went, no, you won't. Now I'm going to let you go.
As soon as you say, you won't do it.
He said, that money's already earmarked for that. You pull him back. No, it's not.
Man.
And you're right. I don't get why he would tell me that.
Yeah, I would say that we're going to have game room stuff over there.
I'm going to be excited about it. It's good news. We're going to take that. I got $50,000 allocated, and we're going to make that. We'll put in pool tables. And I went, no, you won't.
Oh, you'd be the last person I would tell that to. I'd say the stuff was donated. It shows up over there, but that was a red card.
You go ahead and set that stuff over there, decorate it just like you want to, and then every day I'm going over there with a pickaxe. And every day your pool table's going to have extra pockets. So add whatever you want.
Oh, man.
It's always fascinating where they can dig up money for something that they want.
Oh, sure.
But if you need it, they figure out ways why we can't get it.
It's got to be something.
I can't wait for them to stick that game room in over there.
It's coming. It's earmarked. The money's it's out of my hands. Oh, man. You're in David's not out of your hands.
Would you like to see how I friend?
Don't do it to me. Close.
You play David Henry.
I'll get in position, I remember.
Tell me how you're going to spend the money.
Well, we're going to put this really cool game room just right over there. Let's knock out the walls, and we're going to put all that stuff.
No, you won't.
You have a little surprised look on his face like Flo did.
It was that quick. Yeah, that when you get yanked across the counter.
And that tells you something, because Chloe knew it was coming. He still had the look on his face.
I love seeing David's face. Well, this is a bad idea.
He actually went longer than that because I thought he was jacking with me.
No.
He threw out the $50,000 amount and kept talking, and I was waiting for him to stop and laugh. Go,
kidding you. Psych you might.
Yeah. No, you won't. And, Gavin's already known about this.
Oh, yeah. I didn't
and maybe that's why he's been out of town for the past week, knowing that I'm going to find out. And then he thinks everything's going to blow over by the time he comes back to work.
Maybe you will have settled down and tried to settle it without getting him in the middle of it.
I will help them build that game room. Just so every day after the show, I got someplace to unwind.
Well, exercise. Cardio.
How are we doing, Chloe?
Freaking too. Lord. But even if you're going to do it, like I said, you're the last person I would tell. I would let it show up and go, I have no concept of where this crap came from, Russell. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be the best way, is go ahead and let them do it. Yeah. Walk in and go, where did this come from? All that money was earmarked for a digital board for Russ.
Buddy, Russ, heads are going to roll on this.
All of this stuff's going to go back. Nobody's going to enjoy this. This money was allocated for the Russ Martin studio. Then he'd play on my sympathies. Going, well, look at all the enjoyment everybody's going to lose out if we sell it and put the board in your studio.
Yes.
And that don't work.
No, you don't care. You don't get here early. You don't go play pool. Unless it's with a pickaxe.
You want to see the maneuver again?
Yeah, I'd like to. So David's leaning over.
All right, Chloe. Play David Henry again.
Dude, it's going to be really cool because we're just going to, like I said, we're going to knock out the walls, and we're going to have, like, pool tables and, like, video games, and just, it's going to be really cool.
No, you won't.
And I really didn't think that David Henry could turn any more red.
What did he say? Anything afterwards? Like, you're right, we're not.
No, he said, why is it that big of a deal? I went, this equipment in this studio is 6 years old.
Yeah.
I don't even know if this console was new when they stuck it in. Does it make any difference? It looks good because I've taken care of it.
Mm-hmm. Clean it all the time.
He goes, but everybody can use the game room over there. Lean forward.
Closer.
It was even funnier because he was wearing his golf shirt and you could just grab me by the two little collars and pulling straight forward.
Oh, that's the best story all day.
Braces were going to come flying off.
All right.
What, people know he has braces.
I don't know. I didn't know if everybody knew that. It doesn't matter.
Why does 47-year-old man got braces?
Because he just wants his teeth straighter. I think a lot of people do that in their 40s.
Put a game room in over there, and I'm going to waste some cash.
Remember those straight teeth you had? Come here.
I'm going to pimp your grill. All right, this one, and then we'll break. And then during the break, I want to go and look over there. We have a tape measure?
Yes. I do.
I'll bet cash that board will fit in here. I don't care rewiring. Things can be rewired.
Okay, let's go measure them. See.
Yes, Alicia.
Russ, will you please not take the board until I leave?
When's the big move?
Approximately a month, I think.
Why is it going to take so long?
Well, they're moving. I don't know why they're taking so long. I think they have to finish the studio over at Fitzhugh before they move us over there. Sales is moving before us, though.
Who is?
Sales.
Well, I don't care.
So you please just wait till I leave?
What's the finish in that studio?
There's nothing to finish in the Jack studio.
I know that. What is it that you really need in the studio? Why would you need a full-blown 30-channel console to play songs back and forth when I can do that with my...
iPod?
Yeah.
Which is what my nickname is. I don't know.
Exactly.
They wanted it that way.
All right. And when are you leaving?
Approximately a month.
You're still running the board over there?
Yeah.
You better bring your iPod tomorrow.
Okay.
Hold it up to the mic. What is it, Trey?
July 23rd is actually the date they're going to officially move.
How do you know that?
Jay Walker, our engineer, told me.
When did you see him? Or did he come to you in a vision? Can we break here? All right.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
They give guys in prison word processors, so I don't have to read these handwritten letters.
I think they all have computers in their cells. That's where they have the most time to do things like write.
They have computers? Why didn't they give them printers?
I don't think they had those in the cells.
Oh. Russ, I'm an avid listener. You're in prison.
Those you got to do.
Yesterday's show, May 20th, 08.
All right.
Was that a week ago?
Uh-huh.
As well as today's show, you and your staff are discussing an automotive shop regarding Trey's brake job. I've been in the automotive industry for 12-plus years and can only recall one shop I worked for that is a big chain. While working for it, and he mentions a company, the same one that Trey had problems with. What is it, Dan? Is it funny he worked for them and he's in prison?
Well, it's that, but it's just as if everyone that emailed, called in, that got it right just from you saying an auto shop.
Yeah.
And now the letters from prison. Hey, me too.
I'd encountered numerous jobs, such as what you're discussing, In fact, the reason I quit was because of the total lack of honesty in repair work. There were numerous times I'd witness a salesman get various parts that were legit and worn out, show them to the customer of an unrelated car or truck, and in reality the parts for the vehicle were safe and were within manufacturer specs.
Jeez.
One car in particular that was the straw that broke the camera. You're in prison. Why are you throwing morals at me? Straw that broke the camel's back was a 94 Lincoln that came in for a, what they say, a special.
Alrighty.
And left close, looked like it was about a $49 special. Left spending close to $4,500. Sales said that and it gives a whole list of things that had to be rebuilt. Wheel cylinders, drums, rotors, calipers. Broke it all down.
Complete rebuild, yeah.
My uncle, who has been a master tech for nearly 40 years before retiring, always told me that an honest mechanic will always have more business than a dishonest one. You're in prison!
Maybe it was some misunderstanding got him in prison. He's got morals. Unless at the end of this he killed the manager.
He's in Tennessee Colony. I don't think they stick you in there for misunderstandings.
Well, you never know.
It's just a shock that this company is still ripping people off the way that they do. Thank you of your staff, especially all that you do for police and fire, since that's what got me here. How would I go about making a donation to your foundation? Where I put pay to the order of, where do I send the money to? Well, how's he got money?
I think they get paid like a little bit to do work in prison.
Why would we want to send money to a police fire foundation?
When you're in prison. At least one of those two agencies was involved. You being there.
Yeah.
And then that's actually not that uncommon. There's a couple of letters from prison I've received before, and they always say, huge supporter of Russ's foundation.
Yeah.
And one of them even said, I know it sounds odd, even though I'm in prison, but that doesn't mean I'm not a supporter of them. Because he was one of those, I did one bad thing, and it's cost me 10 years of my life, and I knew better, and I'm paying for it, but that doesn't mean I can't be a fan.
Well, it's the same thing with the Puffy Coat bandit. I can't remember if he was in Tennessee Colony or not. But he admitted that he had blown it.
Sure. I think most of them understand that.
And still was a big, when he got out and got a job, he started sending money to the foundation.
That's very cool.
All right. Did we start news?
No.
Okay. Oh, I went and measured the jack board.
Okay. Jack FM digital board.
It is 53.5 inches wide.
Okay.
33 inches deep.
All right. Well, how's it compared to what we have?
This board in front of me is 51 inches wide, 29 inches deep. So it'll fit. Cut out a couple inches of wood.
A couple inches, yeah.
It'll drop in.
I just thought it was a bigger hole than that.
No, about 2 inches on each side, and it'll fit. So tonight...
No. Let the pros do this.
The pros aren't going to do it. They're going to leave it in there, and they're going to piss me off. And Jagger, just to be a fag about it, is going to brag that he's getting a new digital studio. He got enough digits in him. He don't need a studio to go with it.
Stop it.
They don't... Nobody... I like Jagger.
I know you do.
And I'm happy that he's going to get him one of those Ethiopian babies. But all of those people are going to go in and take that other studio and trash it up.
That's been the history. As long as we've been around in this building, and as well as other studios I've been in. You're right.
I didn't even like walking by the other studio that everybody else broadcasts from, because it's like it could come through the door. You're almost afraid it's going to open up and get you.
It's like the fridge in Ghostbusters. You open up the door and it just pulls you right in.
Wow, you just had a Trey moment.
Well, you can't hit them all. But it is like that.
All right. So tonight after the show, we're going to go...
We're not still... Don't. You take both studios off the air. You pull
all they need for Jack FM is an iPod Shuffle. I'll buy it.
They don't have one. They got this big...
You can take... I'm not kidding. You could take an iPod Shuffle, plug it straight into the studio to transmitter link, put it on Shuffle.
Yeah.
And the station would operate. Nobody would tell the difference.
I agree with you. It absolutely should be. I don't know why they have a board op over there. They got 5 microphones. They've never opened one of them.
And I walked in there, and you're right. Those are all brand new microphones with gold-plated springs that are holding everything up.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
That never get touched.
No.
They also
and I'm taking notes. If I don't take anything else tonight, I'm taking all those mics out of there.
They also have that same setup with those brand new microphones in that other production studio where the other new digital board is. And I found out the other day in that production room, the mics, brand new, none of them are processed. So they're just sitting there. Which is probably the same thing in the Jack studio.
No reason for a processor. We don't turn them on.
I agree. So even more so of a reason why put them all in.
Because they had it budgeted. Like David Henry's got the game room budgeted over here for Jack sales when they pull them out. He's going to have to get more shirts. Because I'm going to keep pulling them off of his ass.
In his mind, that makes total sense. He's got the money set over here. I've got that money set aside. I did it. Now we're going to have this cool game room for the sales department, for everybody. Even the guys on the Russ Martin Show can come over and play in our game room. And you will.
Oh, I will.
I know you will.
Go up and play whack-a-mole with a pool table. I'll fill up all the pockets of the pool table.
Yes.
And then we can play.
And I know you'll do it. That's what's disturbing.
Come on in! Time to play Hit Me! Everybody gets a mallet. Hit it until your pocket's empty.
No.
All right, Dan, let's go. All right, 4:38. Dan O'Malley's here with news.
Thank you, Russ. Brought to us by Sneaky Pete, I-35 in Garden Ridge in Louisville, where you can see Chloe this Friday night from 9 to 11 p.m. And it is, of course, our summer kickoff party. Wednesday, May 28th, 2008. Birthdays today. Colby Calais turns 23. Elizabeth Hasselbeck turns 31. John Fogerty, 63. Rudy Giuliani turns 64. Gladys Knight turns 64 as well. And Billy Vera also turns 64.
Hold on a second. Yes, David.
Hey, I just wondered what your opinion of becoming an uncle is now.
Uncle to who?
Jagger's new child.
Why would
They were talking this morning that somebody actually called and complained about your opinion of who should be able to adopt and that whole thing. And he said that that's okay. His goal now is to convince you otherwise, and by the end of it, his child will be calling you Uncle Russ.
Well, the irony's going to eat at me.
No. We got an email about that, too. Since you talked about that yesterday, it said, Russ, hey, gay people, actually says that, hey, gay people should have the same right to adopt a child as anyone else. Your nature versus society argument doesn't hold up because we have evolved past our primal ancestors. Society's laws and the new social norms outweigh nature and make us better people. So, let the gays adopt. It will make us better, more evolved.
The new social norms have taken kids and turned them into non-reading criminals, because we've gone back and we've abandoned the old, what do they call it, the atomic family?
Yeah.
We've the mom, dad, couple of kids. Mom stayed home, dad went to work. We've abandoned that. Kids are just put off. They're supposed to just experience things for themselves, and that's why we are where we are.
I don't know if, I guess I'm going to say we haven't abandoned it, but as a society, it's just not that big of a deal anymore.
We've gotten more narcissistic as far as having kids.
Absolutely. We're doing it, and then you want to pay the kids off to go watch the video games and whatever. That's still disturbing to me. They spend so much time doing that. That's just, as we've said before, an electronic babysitter.
You have the baby. 3 months later, you go back to work. What happened to your parenting skills?
That's what.
How is it you trust something that can't tell you anything in case something happened? How do you trust handing that to somebody?
Well, the other side is big people go, they're trained, they're licensed. They're as in good a hands as they would be.
So you're going to tell me because the state of Texas licensed somebody, they're probably able to care for all babies.
I did my research. These people are great. These are the best of the best. And I pay the money for it, and that's where my kid belongs. He gets some better social skills, too, being around kids, than he would be at home with me.
The kid can get social skills when he gets to the point of being able to talk, maybe walk.
But I have a career. If I leave my career for years, there won't be anything left. And then this baby
Well, then
will
you're going to
suffer.
have to make a decision. Is your career going to be a parent, or is your career going to be whatever it is that you're doing now? But don't expect to do both and have that kid turn out okay.
I can do both.
Or you're going to end up losing that kid, and it's going to go to a couple of gays. Then what?
They don't come and take them. Give them the gay. We'll give your kid the gay.
You don't get that job, we're going to have to give them to them.
Is that right?
Yeah. You want your kid going to school saying, hey, my daddy sucks? Because they will.
No.
Because they'll probably see it.
No, they won't. Stop that.
Those gays are ravenous. They don't get. They'll drop trial and just do it.
In front of a child? No, they wouldn't.
Well, sometimes the kids sneak in. But I saw my parents have sex once. I didn't know what was going on. I walked in there.
Yeah, my kids did that once.
My mom's a little whore.
All right. Calling your mother a whore.
She was setting up on
I don't
top.
want to know what was going on.
Shaking back and forth.
I don't want to hear this.
Like this?
Russell, stop shaking it. Quit it.
She had her hands up?
Yeah.
What was she holding on to?
That was long before poles.
I don't know if she was hanging on the bed frame or what.
Like a cowboy. You know,
Just sitting up like this on top, back and forth.
Russ.
Looked like so much fun, I wanted to get in line.
No. Quit. These are your parents. Oh, that's disturbing. You actually walked in on that. I never saw my parents.
Ever?
No, never. We had... one of my children walked in on us once, but he was like 2, maybe 3.
What were you doing?
Just
where were you? Were you actually on the bed, or were you suspended?
We were. This was with my ex-wife. We were in the bed. We never did it anywhere but the bed.
Okay.
So we were in the bed under the covers. So nothing really. He never saw anything. He didn't know anything at that point anyway. But that just when he learned to crawl out of his crib. So there he is, little eyes peering over the side of the bed. Jesus, get up! Stop, everybody! Just wait. It's very disturbing.
How'd you get all them bungees on your wrist?
There's no bungees on the wrist. Those are I broke my arm.
Why you got them on your ankles, too?
Yeah, because
Why are you suspended in the air?
It's the only way to heal.
My point is, kids can walk in and catch anybody having sex.
They certainly can, and at some point that would have to be addressed with this child. Obviously, they're going to have to say, there's a reason that your friend has a mom and a dad, and you have 2 dads. But you also, in their case, you also have a mom, she just doesn't live here.
I'm lost.
With Jagger. He's going to be with the 2 kids, but the mother's still going to be a satellite, going to be in the baby's life. Which is not normal, but it's what they're going to do.
I don't care for that either. The fact that she's going to bail on this kid, my responsibilities are gone. I found somebody else to take care of the kid.
Again, we really don't know the situation. She could be.
She had a baby and she wasn't supposed to. Obviously, that's the situation.
It happens every freaking day. It's a shame. It's terrible.
And nobody wants to take responsibility. Then the kid's got to suffer through not growing up with his real mom and possibly a dad.
I guess, but baby also might have a better future, might have a better, scholastic experience. Because you go to better schools than she would.
Well, you can play all of these out, but it still goes back to responsibility, and nobody wants to own up to anything anymore.
It's absolutely, you're correct.
Now, just to put this in a capsulized version, we're done with this. It doesn't bother me if gays adopt kids, but if you've got a father and a mother someplace, to me, they need to come first in line. That needs to be the pecking order. No offense.
No offense taken by me. You're right. That is the
and then
situation.
if you can't find the naturally structured family, you got 2 guys that look like they're normal enough and promise not to do things in front of the kid, then you can have it.
Which is what's happening. They're very excited, I know. They've thought about this for a very long time.
Now, who's going to stay home and take care of the baby?
Well, obviously, I don't know how they're going to do that. That's a good question.
The Jagger baby's not born yet.
No, 2 weeks.
All right?
I believe so, yeah, from what JD said yesterday.
A couple of weeks.
Well, one of them's got to stay home and take care of the baby.
Well, possibly they have a daycare situation where after Jagger gets off, he goes and picks up the baby, so the baby's only there for a couple hours. The other person who goes to work later...
Does the other person have a job? Jagger's partner?
I truly don't know.
All right. I'm just curious how they've got this played out. Because somebody normal... You don't stick a newborn in daycare. You stay home with it for a few months, you lose your baby fat, and you go back to work.
You're right. We certainly did when we had kids. I stayed home with them.
All right. Which one?
Line 4.
Okay. Yes, Robert.
Yeah. Russ?
Yes, Robert.
Yes, I think you're being kind of a douche about what you're saying.
What?
About Jagger and gays raising a baby. You said you seen your mother and dad have sex, but yet you're worried about Jagger and them doing the same thing.
What's your point?
You're a douche.
I'm still waiting on your point.
Just said you're a douche.
Dude, you sat on hold for 3 minutes. It's the best you could do. You couldn't formulate anything else. I just said, if you've got a kid up for adoption and there's not a mother and a father, standard issue, not available, I'm okay with gays adopting kids. Now, where are you going with this?
If that's where you're coming from, then that's fine. But
Robert, I just said that on the air not 30 seconds ago while you're sitting on hold listening to it, while you're listening to me while you're on hold, just like you're doing right now. Now I'm going to give you better not hang up.
Didn't hang up.
I'm going to give you one more chance. What's your point? Because if all you're going to come up with douchebag, then you just wasted 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
All right, what makes you think you can use that language? You lose. All of a sudden, you're driving the vinegar and water mobile. Any more of those? Did you get a haircut?
Yeah, I did. You like it?
Now it makes you look fat.
Oh, all right,
dear God. Compliment somebody every once in a while.
I just said I liked his haircut.
You did not. You said it makes him look fat.
I noticed he got it cut.
Yes, you did notice.
Well, what, Alfie, before JD jumped in?
Line 5.
All right. Where do you get your haircut?
I just went to a haircut place.
Oh, okay. Yes, Mandy.
Yes, I wanted to say something to Russ and JD. JD, I don't think you're all the way completely correct, because just because a person has a license doesn't mean that they have any type of instinct or know how to care for children correctly. Because there's
you got a license to drive. Look at you.
I can drive.
You can't.
Oh, please.
Into things.
Well, that was once.
That's not part of the driver's license.
No, what I'm saying is, like, just because these people, have a license to care for kids doesn't mean that they have experience.
When I brought up the license thing, I was making an argument, kind of being combative with Russ. I didn't really.
No, you got to stick with that. You can't use that as an excuse.
Well, that is what I was saying. I was just making an argument with you. Clearly, there are people that have licenses to do a lot of crap they shouldn't be doing.
No, you have licensed daycares that get shut down all the time. They forget to leave kids in vans. Doesn't make any difference. And my biggest thing, if you really, thanks, Mandy. Whatever else you wanted. If you're going to have a kid, regardless, and you're going to go back to work, at least wait until the kid's old enough to be able to report back to you with something.
You're talking about almost 2 years.
Okay?
I can't
you put your freaking job on hold. I've said this before. People are having babies and making the children adapt to their lives as opposed to the other way around. If you're going to have a child, and really if that's supposed to be the most important thing that you do, why don't you give it more than a couple of months? At least let it get old enough to form words and say, somebody did this to me. I didn't like this. This hurt.
You want an answer?
Sure.
Because everybody does it. They see it, and it's the society norm. So, and it must be okay because everybody else has done it, and all their kids are fine. And
how are children today as far as
they're a mess, but there's a ton of reasons for it. But that's one of them.
Yeah, and it's going to start with the very basics, and nobody wants to go back to the very basics.
Can't argue that one.
How are we doing, Chloe? Did you have something to say, Trey?
No.
You look very morose.
No, not at all.
What's the matter?
No, nothing's the matter.
You look like you want to add something.
For the most part, I mean, you're correct, but the problem is divorce is just, there's no taboo with it anymore. Fathers will leave. People will knock women up and just take off, and they don't care. And that goes back to your argument about responsibility and why we are where we are.
How does that segue from adoptions?
Because there's not enough, unfortunately.
Are you talking about people having kids and still having to go to work?
Having to go to work, but also why there's so many kids up for adoption is because dads don't stick around or they get divorced and they just take off, and you got a single mom who maybe can't support the kid.
Okay, I got that. There are situations where you just can't do anything about it. You're going to have to go to work. I'm talking about the people who plan this out. I'm going to take 3 months off from work. I'm going to have the baby, and then I'm going back to work. Whether you need the income or not, it's the people who've planned it out where my issue lies. Like Janet St. James keeps plopping them out one after the other and going back to work. Well, I spend the evenings with them. Well, I'll have something bronzed for you. Why is it you think just spending evenings with a kid is enough?
We spend weekends. I see them all morning. All the time I don't see them.
It's when I'm working all day. And somebody else is taking care of my kid, and who knows what values they're instilling in him. We've had this argument, and Anybody that's in that situation, they're going to argue and they're going to throw what-ifs out until I vomit.
You don't know my story. You don't know my issues. You don't know what happened to me.
We got to have 2 incomes. Then you shouldn't have had a baby.
That's too late to figure that out.
Or downsize so somebody can stay home and raise a child. I know that's not entertaining. I know it's not compelling radio. But at a certain point, if you're going to do one thing, you want to do it right, stop pissing around.
You're right. I can't add anything else to that.
Good.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Hi, Gail.
Hi there, Russ.
What do you got?
I've got Texas Motor Speedway, and a new wreck just reported on eastbound I-20 at St. Augustine. In Bedford, they just cleared one from westbound 183 at Brown Trail. Still real heavy, though. Also, westbound to 820 near Holiday Lane, they're still doing sign work on the left shoulder. Traffic's backed up onto 183. In Frisco, a couple of wrecks. On 121 northbound before Custer, the 2 left lanes are blocked by a wreck. And then on FM 423 northbound at 720, a wreck. On the service road, westbound LBJ at Abrams, there's an accident. And Haskell at Central, your signal lights are flashing red. I'm Gail Lightfoot on the Russ Martin Show.
It's going to warm again tonight. Going to be mid-70s for the low, the mid-90s pretty much all the way through the weekend. It's going to be, let's see here, 92 tomorrow. We have 91 now at Live 105.3.
Which one of those, Alfie?
Line 2.
Okay. Yes, Jay.
Yeah, I got a question. You sit there, I agree with you 100%, Russ, on the gays and all that. I'll go with that.
Okay.
But when you sit there and say that a mother has to stay home or a parent has to stay home for an unlimited amount of time, I agree with you in the fact that I would love that for our family.
I didn't even say unlimited. I said up to a certain point where the child can actually communicate.
Where they can talk.
Right.
2 years.
Good.
Okay. We agree on that.
All right.
Now, with that being said, what does that mean that we're not good parents or we can't have kids because we can't afford the luxury of one person staying home? We don't all make Russ Martin money.
It's got nothing to do with what I make. I haven't always made a lot of money, but I also put something aside on the outside chance that I did want to have a family, so if I did get married, my wife could stay home and have the child. And I also made sure that I had enough money set aside in case I had too many kids, so the 2 of us wouldn't have to work. That's called being a good parent.
Well, being a good parent, I did put a little bit away, but it got used up real quick.
Well, then you had too many kids.
I have 1 kid.
Well, obviously that was still too
So do
many.
a lot of people.
Well, again, then take responsibility for it. I'm not trying to be a dick about this. I think a lot of people use it as an excuse of, we have to have 2 incomes. Well, you don't have to. You can downsize, you can move back to an apartment, you can do things and make that child a focal point of your life as opposed to an accessory, and that's what people are doing with kids, and that's what's pissing me off.
So
that was deep.
It was good.
Wow.
You're right.
And you, even though I can't stand kids, and this is really hard for me to argue this side, that's really what children have turned into, is just bling.
It's an accessory. You're right. We want it. We can't afford it, and we're going to make it work.
Something else I'm going to get and put on credit.
You're right. It's very well said.
I'm not trying to be a dick to families who have to do it because they got stuck in a situation, illness, whatever. You can come up with a lot of different excuses. It's the people who plan it out. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going back to work because I got my career and I got my life, and it ain't worth putting on hold for a couple of years just so I could be there to watch my kid walk and talk.
And we don't want to sell the house. We don't want to move into an apartment. We want our child to have this home with a backyard.
Or possibly I have too many kids and I make somebody else eat it. Whether I have to go on social services or I buy too much crap, I got to declare bankruptcy. And again, I'm not responsible. I just got in over my head.
That's exactly how they do it. And that's how you figure it out in your head. That's how you make yourself get through the day.
And there are people where the husband will work 2 jobs so the wife can stay at home. So don't try and feign ignorance that you didn't know that could happen. Any more of those, Alfie?
Line 4 has a good point.
All right. Yes, Doug.
Yeah, Russ. My wife is a kindergarten teacher, and on several occasions we've discussed the fact that she can tell in the first week that the kids that have gone to daycare are so much more socially ready for kindergarten and know all their ABCs compared to kids who stay home, that they don't know how to behave, the social skills aren't quite there. Now, obviously, not all kids are like that, but she can tell a difference between the kids that do go to daycare and kids that have stayed home.
Hold on, what is it, Dan?
You're still right. Because if you can, like Russ was saying...
Well, I was trying to see if he was on my side or not. You can hang on. You can still put a child in daycare, but that doesn't mean you stick them in daycare 2 months after it shot out of your womb.
That's correct. Now, I would say my wife has said, they do learn a lot of things, but after a year, it's not really, before a year, you're not learning anything. Obviously, you're just, you're the caregiver. But after a certain point, they do need to go to some kind of daycare to learn those skills. That they don't
obviously, you're going to have to get some type of socialization, but as a parent, I wouldn't want to use that as an excuse. Oh, well, here's my way out. Kid's going to be better developed if I get rid of it after 3 or 4 months.
No, your point is well taken. You've said 24 months, 2 years.
Well, and some of these kids that had kids, you might be better off going to daycare because they don't know how to take care of kids.
I don't even, thanks, Doug. I don't even know if you should expect that much out of them, because really, all they got to do is keep the baby alive while you're gone. Hand me the baby.
Yeah.
I'll keep it alive until 5, and then I'm going to hand out, you ain't here by 5 o'clock.
Right.
This kid's gone.
A lot of them do a lot more than that, but again,
and my job is daycare. All I got to do is keep this thing alive. I'll feed it. I'll touch it.
That's what I need.
I'll blow on it for a couple of times, but all I got to do is make sure I give it back to you just like you give it to me. Thank you.
5:30, it's breathing. Yeah, you're right. A lot of them are that way, but most daycares nowadays, of course, it costs you more, but are very interactive. It's, one teacher to 3 or 4 kids, so they are learning.
You're still talking about when you hit an age.
I'm talking about 2 years plus.
Not just. I don't care where you stick them. Mm-hmm. It's the excuse of having it, and I got to carry on with my life.
Most people do it, and that's why it's accepted. Because it's like, well, Betty down the road did it. Her kids are fine.
And that's why you got 3/4 of the population that can't read, and most kids have absolutely no concept of structure or society.
Yeah, and we've all day
or pull their pants up.
I'll stop right there.
Line 8. Those are always the easiest ones.
Which one's this?
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Russ.
Go ahead.
I think you should stick to what you know, and that's dogs. Because you don't have a clue about being a parent. You've never had kids. You don't like kids. Just stick on something that you know something about, which is dogs. You know how to raise dogs. You know how to love them. But you don't have a clue about kids. And you have so much money, you have no idea what it is to be a working mother. And that's
why would I want to know what? You know what? Let me take this one piece at a time. I can see how society has changed since I was a child. You don't have to be a parent to pick up on that. So, yeah, I can make these analyses based on that. And as far as why would I want to be a working mother? I put money aside so I wouldn't have to work or be in a situation.
Honey,
first of all, I'm not your I know what you look like, and you will not call me honey.
I wouldn't talk to you.
All right, then we both ended on a happy note.
Won't talk to you. We agree.
That argument never works.
Now that you don't know. No, again, you can be outside of something and see that it's dysfunctional. Outside of the situation.
And they want to argue that because they're in that situation.
I almost said that.
I had a kid, and then I wanted to go back to work.
Almost said that.
Luckily, my pimp had daycare. You fat, nasty whore.
Well, it could be.
God. What?
If they're in a situation where they had a kid, the husband or father left and just deserted him.
I've already covered that. I said there's a situation. Are you listening to the same show?
Yes.
All right, I've covered all that. I don't need to know what her specific situation is because I address that. Sometimes you're stuck in a situation where you got to work. I've covered that. What are you telling me?
You've covered it.
Okay. Why are you bringing it up again? Why are you giving me her story? I didn't want to talk to her, and I don't want her to call me honey.
I didn't know that was her story.
Who knows? Who cares what her story is? I've already covered all the stories. Hello?
I got you.
Well, say something.
Okay.
Jesus. Oh,
how about news, Dan?
Sure. Oh, did you hear?
I was just waiting in the middle of it, silence for Dan to go, that's nice.
Peaceful.
I don't want to overuse it.
No, that's all right. What were you going to say?
Did you hear about Earl Hagen?
Did he die?
Yes.
All right. Give me the rest of it.
He's the man who composed and whistled the theme to the Andy Griffith Show. His wife said that he died at his home in Rancho Mirage, California at the age of 88.
Yeah, I heard all about this.
His other famous themes included The Dick Van Dyke Show, The Mod Squad, Gomer Pyle, USMC, and I Spy.
Thank you.
I just didn't want to... trying to soften the blow for you.
I walked in right before the show. Dan standing over to my left. I started opening up emailing. Dan said, do you know about Trey? I went, don't dick me around on this one.
That's good.
Yeah. He just said he went to go get your food.
Somebody sent us an email, said there's a banner flying around downtown Dallas that somebody's paid for a plane to tow a big-ass sign saying, stop the war, boycott ExxonMobil, BP. Sponsored by peace.org.
There was on the news this morning, I think they said 40, 50 people were protesting.
Outside the Exxon.
They having a shareholders meeting for Exxon?
Yeah, ExxonMobil Corporation shareholder meeting is today, and the meeting could be a tough one for Rex Tillerson, the chairman and CEO of the world's largest publicly traded oil company. Tillerson is fighting to hang on to two top jobs, while some members of the Rockefeller family and other shareholders push to actually separate the roles. Outside the meeting, a small contingent of about 24 protesters showed up, carrying signs and occasionally chanting. A small plane flew overhead a couple of times, towing the banner urging an end to the Iraq War and boycotts for Exxon and other major oil companies.
At a certain point, ExxonMobil is going to get twisted. Oh, you want to boycott us? How about if we just close?
What? Oh, we don't like this.
No, you don't want to do business with us? What if we just shut down?
Get this right. You're boycotting me?
Absolutely.
I don't like this at all. I'm buying gas, and I'm buying it every day. I'm going to buy some I don't need.
We're not going to do business with you. We've decided to boycott consumers. You blow us.
Oh, that would suck.
If I was one of the shareholders.
Next Wednesday, we're closing down.
While the protest was going on, I'd take my Eldorado out front and burn off a few times. Burning gas. Money to burn.
I got it.
Rich.
You know, you're right, though, because every time you see, whether it's protests, whatever, gas prices up again, big shock, you always see the oil company spokesman on TV. And just once, I would, instead of them trying to soft sell, I'd want them just to say, if you don't like it, don't buy it.
Yeah, nobody's shoving a Glock in your ear and saying, come in and get gas. We're sick of you complaining. Don't buy gas from us. We don't want you to have it. I'd rather burn it in my backyard than to watch you drive down the street on it. I'm sick of you complaining. I'm sick of you bitching about profits. Don't buy anything from me. Run your car on piss. Readjust your carburetor and see if you can run it on piss, then we'll be out of business and they'll service right. In the meantime, jack me off.
That would be great.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. You're right. I mean, you never think of it that way. You just think of these big evil guys making all this money and you get angry at them, but you're buying it, Jack. I mean, you know, we gotta have it. Granted, it's not something like a cigar that you don't have to have.
You can go both ways on it. Yeah, we're getting shoved up the a-hole as far as profits go, but it's always going to be like that. We can't control it. Either we learn to conserve, we take ownership of it, or we let these guys beat us up nonstop. It's a company. They're there to make a profit. All right? So they done too good at it. But they're still there. They have shareholders they have to answer to. And if they start trying to decrease their profit margin, they're going to get sued by their shareholders. All right, Trey?
Absolutely. Well, they won't intentionally do it, but a lot of these people that are protesting, keep using the word war profiteering. You're only running it up because you know we're at war and we have to have it, and you scare us. So you're what's the word, artificially inflating it. You don't have to make that much money.
No, speculators are artificially inflating it, but the people who say that are stupid because really, there's a story I handed you about Nigerian, that they're a rebel group that wants control over all their oil. They're threatening to attack all the oil refineries there. That's going to send oil to $200 a barrel. That's a lot worse than what's going on in Iraq.
You got him wound up.
I tell you.
He put together a whole sentence.
Yeah, didn't even stop once. Apparently the Nigerians bother him.
You're ready for daycare.
Get out of
here. So, how much oil do we get from the Nigerians?
I believe the Nigerian Delta pumps out about, I want to say 14% of...
All right, and the Nigerians are doing what?
There is a rebel group that basically, they want control of the oil, kick all the foreign companies out, they want to take over the country, and so there's been kind of an ongoing civil war there, but when they get really pissed off, they attack the oil companies, the oil rigs, they kidnap the oil workers, and it causes a lot of problems.
I bet the Nigerians are doing that to themselves. They concoct this own rebel group. Mm-hmm. They send them out and go, all right, here are your scripts for the day. You come in, you threaten to attack us, you take a few hostages, go out, have lunch, go to Chili's, and come back. And then we'll inflate oil prices.
Just for the hype?
Yeah. Because then you're worried about, well, there's another source of oil that's gone. If they make us worry about it, then they can beef up the price.
And it's a commodity. And if you're worried, the price is going to go up. Oh, that's brilliant.
The problem is...
Now, I'm not saying there's not really a rebel group running around, but it would make sense for them to come up with their own.
That's what Russ would do if he owned Nigeria. Billy, Bob, and Jim, you guys are in Troop A. You guys are going to run around. We'll do a lot of that hooping and hollering because that really scares people.
Yeah. They always scared us when there was the engines.
I don't believe Don Imus has ever lived in Nigeria.
They don't have engines?
Well, no, they don't have engines.
Where is this?
In Nigeria.
Oh, I want nothing to do with that. I just like to say no, thank you. Come again. All right, back here. Not watching any basketball ever again.
Now, we'll actually have to send gunships over there if they really do this, because they have pirates that go around the oil rigs and blow stuff up.
Hmm. Is there an Imus pirate checking there? All right, how we doing, Chloe? All right. We done with the Exxon thing? Was there any more to the story?
The only other twist, as far as ExxonMobil, is the Rockefeller family. Because they're obviously among some of the biggest shareholders of ExxonMobil. The Rockefeller family members and others have said they're concerned Irving-based ExxonMobil is too focused on short-term gains from soaring oil prices and should do more to invest in cleaner technology for the future. Hence the possible trouble the CEO, Tillerson, may come under. He may lose his job.
The Rockefellers can blow me. They fly around in their helicopters and they're worried about the environment. F you.
But they run on vegetable oil.
Yeah. The hell they do.
Well, shut up. It was worth a shot.
What do they really expect the outcome to be today? You got the 40, 50 protesters holding up signs, blasting ExxonMobil. Really, you're going to get to a final plateau where Exxon's going to go, I've had it with you. You buy our gas. You got other places that you can go. You bitch about the price. You bitch about the profits. You send out emails telling everybody to boycott us for a day. We're not going to sell you dick.
God, that would actually be so fantastic.
They really kind of would.
They actually come out of their shareholder meeting and take the 40, 50 protesters, write down their names, and say, you can't buy gas from us anymore.
You are out.
I'm taking names of everybody standing here right now, and you're going to be first on the list, and we're not selling gas to. Now, what do you think? If we stop selling gas to a lot of people, what's going to happen to our stock? It's going to go through the freaking roof.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to sell it to anybody. We're going to sit on it, and we're going to dance in it.
That would look like the ants scattering in that Aardvark cartoon. You whoosh, everybody's gone.
How do you do?
The protesters would be like, I'm out of here. You protest. And by the way, get that damn airplane out of the air.
I don't think I kept that audio. But it's still the same concept. We need gas. We're going to buy it. Whether you get it from ExxonMobil or anybody else.
Whoever else.
I'm not defending them. I'm just It's a company that's there to make a profit, and we screwed up by letting them get into control.
And every other, as far as I know, every other gas station that I've been and looked at, the prices are a few cents apart, with the exception of the ones, in the rich districts and by the highways. They're probably 5 cents difference. But it's not like Exxon is selling the gas for $5 a gallon and you can get it over at the Safeway for 39 cents. I mean, they're all pretty much the same.
It's not double what it is.
No, anywhere
someplace else 2 blocks away. But if they really wanted to turn this, just tell them we're going on a boycott. We're going to boycott all of our patrons. We decided, you've convinced us. We decided to go out of the gas business.
We're evil.
There's no our morals won't let us operate this way anymore. We're going to shut down. We're going to keep all the gas, and just to make sure that it doesn't fall into ill hands, we're going to burn it in our backyards. Now, as protesters, what do you think?
How do you do?
And I don't understand why nobody from the oil companies would do that.
Just shut everything down for a couple of days.
Yeah, you're right.
Shut the refinery down.
You got it.
See how this plays out.
Yeah.
We've turned over a new leaf.
Jamie's right. Yep, you got us. You pounded us nonstop. We give up. Oh, go lock all the doors. Turn all the pumps off. And we're going to go dark for a couple of weeks. And then see if you miss us. And in the meantime, while we're closed, see what gas prices go up to down at your racetrack at your Shell. Yeah? We'll sit in here with all our free coffee, watch traffic, enjoy life, and gas.
We've got cash. We're sitting on it.
Need a break?
Yeah.
What?
How do you do?
All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show.
Tethered off, we gonna tether off the mother sucker. Tethered off the sucker. Tethered off, we gonna tether off the mother sucker. Tethered off the sucker. Tethered off, we gonna tether off the mother sucker. Tethered off the sucker. Tethered off, we gonna tether.
Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
It pisses me off every time I got to fill up, too, because I get about 10.5 miles a gallon, and I don't have a family to support. But to continue to bash on ExxonMobil is really going to get them to the point. Going, all right, you wanted to boycott us for a day. We like July 4th. So we sent a mass email to all of the other gas stations. So we're going to shut down. We're going to boycott you. You don't want to buy gas for a day anyway. You've been threatening it for 5 or 6 years. We figured we'd help you.
Put the signs down. You win. You win. Don't open your mouth. You've won.
In fact, depending on how it works out, we may stay closed longer. Hang on.
Like that whole week. We might shut down that whole week.
Here comes the CEO from Exxon. He wants to talk to you. Hold on a second.
What's he doing?
Basic monster truck.
Well, I don't understand. How can he hear us over that noise?
I he'll get out of that. I think it gets about 3 or 4 feet a gallon.
Yeah.
About them oil prices. Who wanted to talk?
Well, the airplane comes down, refuels him as he's driving.
You got a better chance of sucking up the ocean with a sponge than getting any of the gas companies to change anything. I wish they would. I'm sick of paying. I knew it was going to $5 a gallon long ago, so I just always considered myself getting a bargain.
Yeah. And as Trey said, even though they're making record profits, it's because they're selling record amounts, correct? Because really the profit margin didn't change that much?
Profit margin on gasoline has actually gone down from 10 cents a gallon to 4 cents a gallon for Exxon, but they're selling oil, and it's been sucked. We could stop buying tomorrow. China and India are still going to buy it as much as they can, as fast as they can.
I think that's what a lot of people forget is we're not the only people sucking up oil. It's that even if a lot of it goes to China, they're still manufacturing goods for us. So in essence, we're creating that glut, that usage in China as well.
Yeah. Let me ask, this may be a stupid question, is the per barrel price worldwide, or is that just what we pay?
No, it's traded on the open market.
Okay.
It's a commodity.
What is it now? About 100? I know it went down $3 a barrel, but we're still around 135.
Yes.
And what was it? Somebody speculated $200 a barrel, and I forgot the timeline. Was it going to have anything to do with this Nigerian thing?
No, they just said that one. I think they said by the end of the year they thought oil would be at $200 a barrel. T-Boone Pickens said he thought it would be $150 by the summer. So
we're going to shut down all the Exxon Mobils.
All of them. We're done. You win. You
now,
win. Sheesh.
Who wants to come up and cut my balls for 10 gallons of gas?
Well, I'm allowed not to cup your balls, but I do.
All right, fine. You know, why don't you push that bitch around?
Well, it doesn't run right now. It's my Ford F-150.
Squeeze my grunt.
I'm not doing it.
I'll fill up your tank.
No.
I'll squeeze one out and you just pinch it one time.
Fill up the whole tank?
Let's play games for gasoline.
It holds 35 gallons. Oh, no.
I'll give everybody free tank gas. Come on up here and play Hit Machine. I'm gonna squeeze, turn it in and out.
Oh.
If you get 6, I'll fill that bitch up.
You're absurd. I'll pay gas.
Here we go.
Well,
missed.
I'm trying. I need the fuel.
Try again. Nope, a little slow.
It's hard.
See, they're getting faster now.
Put it down. I can't.
I'll gas for you. Why don't you go try your luck at Shell? They're playing the Shell game. All right, Dan. Y'all want to take any of those, Alfie?
Line 1.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, Jimmy?
Hey, how you doing, Russ?
Good.
Well, all this beating up of the oil companies is really starting to get me upset, because if you really look at what's going on and you listen to the testimony of these oil execs, the profit that they're making, a lot of that good, high profit is from oil wells that they drilled 20 years ago. They already paid for all that, so what comes out of there has a good profit. But I can quote T-Boone Pickens from Sunday's paper, and he's probably, the best expert you could have on oil prices. The world demand is 87 million barrels a day. Only 85 million barrels a day are being brought out of the ground. So that tells you right there there's a deficit every day. And my one last statement is, for all these people out there bashing oil companies, our Congress is trying to sue OPEC, which is a joke. It's like suing bin Laden. I think y'all would agree with that, right?
For sure.
Okay, well, why would Congress pass a bill to get OPEC to bring more oil out of the ground if supply and demand was not a problem?
Yeah, what's going to be your leverage? If, in fact, the government is trying that, what's the penalty to OPEC if they don't increase production?
Well, they don't care.
Well,
They're making money hand over fist. They love it.
We'll do the same thing Exxon. We're going to shut down for a while.
Well, yeah, I agree. And another thing, our Congress, we haven't built a refinery in 30 years. We've put all these oxygenated fuels on the market. They have to retool every summer. And only 85% of our coastline cannot be drilled.
Yeah, and there's plenty of coastline that nobody looks at, nobody's ever going to see. And I couldn't give a rat's ass less if we drill someplace and a polar bear gets a slick on him.
Me too, man. And it's...
I just read this, that they said there's vast amounts of oil and gas in Colorado and a lot of the national parks won't let us drill there either. And there's more oil to be drilled. We got it.
Oh, it's the environmentalist, and it's really areas of this country nobody's ever going to see where we can access oil. There again, we can drill it and we can pump it. We can't process it. And again, that's a situation we put ourselves in.
How long would it take if we decided today to open more plants? I know we're not
A refinery?
Yeah, refineries. I'm sorry.
Oh, God. 5 years.
Oh, well, good. It's right around the corner.
Well, and then OPEC will watch that. Oh, they're going to start building refineries.
Oh, yeah, they got a 5-year lead.
Let's, yeah. Whew.
I would sit here and scratch my hairy belly.
Perhaps I'll have to sell some of my property to be able to make ends meet. Or we'll just increase production. It'll drop gas prices, and then we'll F them around for another 30 years. I love my hairy belly. Until we decide we don't want to burn as much gas, they're going to do this to us all the time. I've called it this over and over. It's the oil two-step. If it looks like we're going to start conserving or we're going to drill and we're going to build refineries, they just up production. And then it becomes too expensive for us to drill and build the refineries.
Cancel all the plans.
So we back up. We go, okay, well, it's fine. Oil production is up. Gas prices have dropped. There's no reason to drop all this money into that. And possibly damage some of our natural, some of our coastlines. And that way we don't have to worry about greasing up our polar bears.
Everybody wins. They did what?
Well, look at that. They stopped building their refineries.
Yes, we did.
What does my hairy belly tell me to do? Let's see.
Yeah.
What did it say, Billy? Cut back on flexion. Yes. Stop pumping. And they'll do it nonstop.
Back and forth, back and forth.
The only thing that may make things different is the global demand. That even though if they turned on the spigot full blown, they would still get sucked up. I don't know if it would make that big of a difference. Well,
it would have to make a difference. If you increase oil production, we're still going to see a good portion of that, and gas prices are going to have to drop. We're just not going to get to that.
Being that our refineries are maxed out, I don't know if gas prices would drop. It's like they said, we can send you more oil. You can't do anything with it until you build another refinery. And Congress ain't going to let it happen.
All right, I'm done with this. Dan?
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right. Vehicles of uninsured drivers ticketed by police will be towed from starting January 1st of next year. The Dallas City Council voted 10-5 in favor of the controversial motion on Wednesday morning. The state will compile a list of insured drivers this year, which police will use to check the insurance status of vehicle users. The current policy is to tow uninsured drivers' vehicles only when they're in wrecks.
And the dissenting votes, all right?
Yes.
A lot of those were based on, well, people are in a crunch right now. They don't have money for insurance. It's still a responsibility. It's something that legally you're supposed to do. Do we overlook a lot of different laws because people don't have the cash? A lot of times people break into things because they don't have the cash. Is that something that we just give them special dispensation? No. Okay, you lost your job. Go ahead and keep that ATM.
As well as you don't have money for the electricity bill. You don't get the lights.
Yeah. If you don't have the money for something, you don't get it. And
that means you can't drive because that's a law.
I'm sure somebody's going to throw out some type of discrimination as far as,
they already have.
Not everybody can afford insurance. Then you shouldn't drive. I don't care who you are or what you do. You're not supposed to be on the road if you don't have insurance. If you do damage to somebody else's vehicle, property, or wipe out a family and you don't have insurance, then they're going to have to eat it. Again, it goes back to being responsible. You can't get to work. Why don't you strap some dogs to a sleigh? Or some chickens.
I think the few dissenting votes we heard too were, they're saying you're unfairly punishing the lower end, and in which case a lot of times they say those are, some of the Hispanics or blacks in cases.
Then you don't get to drive. I don't care where you are on the color spectrum or the financial spectrum. You're on the road. You can
just do as much damage.
You can kill an entire family. You still need to be responsible. That money has to come from someplace. Just because you don't have it doesn't mean it needs to come from me. I hate to keep bashing on poor people, but they're really pissing me off.
Getting on your nerves.
Well, we have to decide. Are we going to spend money on food or insurance?
Things have gotten hard.
Well, why don't you make that decision, spend it on food or some other luxury that you have, and when they tow your car off, then you don't have to worry about gas prices because you ain't got no ride.
Don't have any
now it's time to strap the chickens to the sleigh and let's go. And because you got so many, we'll let you get the HOV.
At least there's a bonus. We'll get there quicker.
We'll even change it to the HOC lane.
No.
Now get in it and go.
I'd pay to see that.
Slaying chickens? Go ahead, Dan.
Members of a polygamous sect whose children were removed by Texas authorities could flee the state if a lower court ruling stands. This, according to lawyers, of course, for the state. If sect members were to flee, they also would leave the court's jurisdiction. The case involves 38 mothers from the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and their 124 children.
I'm sorry I missed your story.
Members of a polygamous sect whose children were removed by Texas authorities could flee the state if a lower court ruling stands. This, according to the lawyers for the state. If sect members were to flee, they also would leave the court's jurisdiction. The case involves 38 mothers from the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, are they talking about fleeing the state without getting their kids back?
No, they're saying if they get their kids, then they leave.
All right.
Then they can go.
In the documents filed,
some other state will go after them.
That's what they're saying they'll go to. Where is it? What's the story said?
They're talking about going to places in Utah or Arizona where they have sister groups.
Oh, all right. Good.
And in the documents filed Tuesday, state officials suggested that mothers and children could flee to the FLDS communities of Hilldale, Utah, or Colorado City, Arizona. If they do, the document said no court in Texas could have any authority to enter orders aimed at protecting the children.
Is it just the magnitude of all the children and all the speculation that turned this into a cluster F for the appeals court to rule against CPS and finally judge that, no, you didn't have the right to go in there?
I think it was kind of a deal of you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You've got to analyze each case one by one, and they're saying you should have taken more time.
Because they're going in there with a net.
Interviewed instead of going in there with buses and pulling all these kids out just because initially you found a few cases. You should have done more research before you removed them all.
All right. And then somebody else takes the other angle and says, had you gone in there quicker, a lot of this abuse wouldn't have happened. So you wanted to wait, you wanted to be sure, you wanted to be prudent, and the abuse continued. Now, who takes precedent over this? The children being abused, or you want to make sure that you don't screw anything up?
The other option is you go in one by one, which gives the other people who you're not investigating today the option to the heads up. And they leave the state. They go to Utah or wherever. They go to Arizona, and they say, they're investigating us. We're out of here.
I don't see any other way than just doing a I feel bad for the kids because the children, the ones that haven't been molested, they don't know what's going on. They just know their entire family structure is now just been totally devastated. And that's hard to explain to them because they only have one perspective on this. But that doesn't mean you can't let the molestation continue.
No. And this not the first. This one phone call was not the only catalyst. They apparently have been watching these people for a while. We've said this before. So they were looking for one catalyst. And as you said, that may even be a thrown-down call. Could have been a made-up call altogether.
I don't care if it was or not. If they went in and found one child being molested and you got some old guy banging them nonstop, that's plenty. Thank you.
That's enough.
Go ahead, Dan.
And lately, gas prices have been hitting all-time highs on an almost daily basis, and apparently the cost of filling the tank is starting to seriously affect how much or how little Americans are driving. According to the Department of Transportation, Americans drove 4.3% less this March than they did in March of last year. Overall, that translates to 11 billion fewer miles, which is the steepest decrease in driving ever recorded.
And luckily, that's going to continue. People are going to cut back. They're going to look for different ways to conserve, and you can at least take the power struggle and give us a little leverage.
So my question then is, we're doing 11 billion less miles this year than last, but our prices went up. So conserving is not the answer then.
Well, I'm not going to spend as much money on gasoline because I'm not filling up as often. So at least I've got some control over my finances.
Okay.
We're not using as much gas, but the rest of the world keeps sucking it up.
So it'll go somewhere else. Okay, so that doesn't, us conserving, us getting smaller cars, us driving Mini Coopers really is not going to make a difference in the long run, other than what it costs me personally.
In the long run, it will, but right now, they're still going to, if oil goes to $150 a barrel, there's still a market for it, and it's going to get bought over and over and over again.
Whether we conserve or not, somebody else is going to buy it.
So conserving only really helps me and my family.
Well, that's the whole idea, is to be less dependent on what they decide to do with oil prices. And you keep pissing OPEC off and Exxon and everybody else, they're finally going to come to the point of, I've had it with you.
Oh, no.
We're not going to sell you anything.
Boycott. We're going to call for a boycott, us, consumers.
Well, okay, you boycott us.
Well, we will, and that'll shut you down.
Okay, well then we'll just do that.
What?
We're going to shut down. I don't want to do business with you.
You're going to shut down?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
How about you come up and give me,
what?
Give me a nice rim job for gas.
I'm not.
Thank you, gas.
I'm not doing that. I'll pay you. Put the prices back up on the board. Don't put it back
We're
up.
not open.
Let them back.
We're playing games now for gasoline.
I don't want games.
Toss my salad.
I'll pay you $4.
No.
$4.50?
Mm-mm.
Toss your salad?
Yep.
How much gas?
Tank? Regular unleaded, though.
Me and my wife's car? Fill them both up?
No, she's going to have to do something.
Jesus Christ, this is ridiculous. Can we go back to, you guys just open?
Mm-mm. No. You've made us mad. We'll be shut down for quite a while until we were able to get over this.
Really backfired.
Yeah. How about that? Now, I'm going to go get my monster truck, and I'm going to drive over some Toyotas. Now, leave me alone.
You and your Prius.
German scientists have decided to make a green bomb. These scientists are working on a bomb that will blow things up and kill lots of people, but in an environmentally friendly way.
They can put a big smiley face on it. Bombs are falling.
Yay!
Who worked on this?
The scientists say that when a conventional bomb detonates, it releases toxic gases that pollute the environment.
That's what bombs are for.
Yeah, but
they're supposed to do a lot of devastation and then make you not want to live wherever it is that we dropped it.
Yeah, but they're saying the bomb they're working on is just as powerful, so it'll still kill plenty of people when it detonates, except it's going to release less toxic byproducts to hurt the environment around all the dead bodies.
Well, there's nobody living there anyway.
Isn't that the hook line of like the hydrogen bomb, which is going to kill a lot of people but leave the building standing? They know people to be in them. Why leave the buildings up?
We feel it's a safer way to go. Plus, it even sounds happier. Hydrogen. Everybody likes water. Just think of it as a nice people bath. Go ahead, Dan.
The International Space Station's toilet is clogged. It all started last Wednesday when the astronauts heard a loud noise in the bathroom.
Yeah. Bob.
Bob, rocket back and forth! How many times did I tell you don't bring cheese into space? Hot tooth pan?
When they checked it out, they learned that the toilet's fan, which is used to suck the waste away from the astronaut's body and into the receptacle, had stopped working. Astronauts tried to rig the fan, but they don't have the correct parts to permanently solve the issue. So, in order to fix it, NASA will have to track down spare parts, which they'll then fly out to the station on the Discovery space shuttle. In the meantime, crew members have been using the toilet on the Soyuz transport ship, which shuttles astronauts to and from the station. But in a few days...
Well, I was going to say, theirs going to get clogged up pretty quick, too.
The Soyuz's toilet reaches its storage capacity. In just a few days, the astronauts will have to defecate into bags with sticky sealable openings.
Can't they just blow it out into space somehow?
Or you let it float around the capsule?
Oh, I think that would be a serious problem.
New game.
Yeah.
New game.
Another mallet.
Taking a new height.
I ain't time to play hit with outer space. Winner every time.
God.
So what do they do when the capsule's full of bags of crap?
They haven't gone that far yet.
How long before the parts are going to be sent up there to fix the crapper?
They're sending that on the Discovery.
It's going to be mid-June?
Yeah.
I was like, some astronaut, they're going, they've done a lot of training.
Mm-hmm. Yes, years of training, yes.
Well, you have a special, you're an engineer, you have a special job for you.
You ready?
You're going to be a space plumber.
I'm going to crack my pants. I wasn't wanting to do that.
You take this wrench and this plunger.
Yeah.
And I want you to go up into geosynchronous orbit.
But I have a degree.
And suck all the out of the space shuttle. Now hurry up.
Got a degree in astrophysics.
And don't take no cheese with you.
Doctor.
We need a break?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. The Russ Martin Show. Call Russ now at 214-787-1053.
Hi, Gail.
Hi, guys.
What do you got?
I got the PGA Tour Superstore. On westbound I-20 in Grand Prairie at Beltline, there's a wreck in the left lane, and it's backed up to 408. In Dallas, on westbound 30 at Westmoreland, the two right lanes are blocked, and that's backed up beyond Fort Worth Avenue. Still have a wreck in Louisville on southbound 35 past Garden Ridge in the right lane. You're backed up onto the Lake Louisville Bridge. And in Fort Worth on Main at Trinity Boulevard, your signal lights are flashing red all the way around. I'm Gail Lightfoot on the Russ Martin Show.
Thanks, Gail. Mid-70s for the low tonight. Pretty nice, really. The rest of the week, sunny and mid to lower 90s. We're at 91, now at Live 105.3.
What is the audio of the teacher with the 5-year-old that I saw on CNN? I never heard it, but this was the big stink.
I have two versions of it if you want it. It's on my flash drive.
Okay.
Cut number 22 is the long version. It's like the part of the news story that came out. If you just want to hear the teacher's audio, that's number 23.
All right.
And the kid was 5 years old in school. And apparently this has been going on 4 or 5 months. The kid's like...
How'd they get audio of the teacher?
The daddy bought a little Sony digital recorder like I have. And the kid had been complaining for months. And daddy said, just take this in and just record it. Let us hear what the teacher's saying. And the kid came home with this.
10 people in this building in your house, tormented and tortured for 149 days. I'm done. Ignorant, selfish, self-absorbed, the whole thing. I'm done.
Then Ms. Woodward addressed her class.
He has made every wrong choice possible. He has had no help to make right choices. He has chosen not to. So you guys think, is that somebody you want to be with? See, your friends don't even want to be with me now.
Even your friends don't want to be with you now.
I don't get it.
That's what she's saying? She was saying to the whole class, this kid's made every bad choice all the way along. He's a pain in all of our asses.
Oh, is this the retarded kid?
No, this is the 5-year-old normal kid. He just seems, he's a little disruptive. They showed his record in school, and he's talkative, and he's disruptive. He's not a hellion, but he's like, he's a normal 5-year-old. Sometimes they get a little out of line. They get talkative.
I didn't hear anything that was a big of a stink.
Well, she's making the whole class go, do you want to be like this kid? Make him stand up.
All right.
In front of the whole group. And
they did that when I was a kid. The freak you weren't. You get singled out. You screwed up in school. Standing in the corner.
Well,
how do you think that's being singled out?
Well, yeah, but I mean,
having to stand out in the hall. We did that 20, 30 years ago. Why is it now? It's some type of social.
Did the teacher actually say that you're disruptive and you're terrible? And
you never had to stand in the hall?
I never had her talk to me that way in front of the whole class. Stand in front of the hall. No, I never did.
I had to stand in the hall, but I never had a teacher, say, basically ostracize you from the entire class and say, do you really want to be with this person after you've already said what a horrible kid he is, and then they say no, so the kid feels useless.
Nothing else has worked with that kid if he's got an entire history of running amok.
He's 5 years old.
He's still running amok. All the other kids aren't doing it. Obviously, at 5 years old, you can control yourself. I spent half of my 5-year-old year in the hall.
Send the kid out in the hall, but don't publicly berate them.
You're still going to publicly berate them by you telling them you can't shut up, so go stand in the hall, or you go stand in the corner. It's exactly the same thing. In fact, when you make them stand in the corner, they're being berated longer because you don't get just to stand there for 20 seconds. They stick you in there for 5 or 10 minutes.
But you're not having an adult just dress you down.
I'm telling you, that's what happened. That's what I went through. That's what other kids went through when I was a kid. That was called punishment.
I agree with you. I went through it too. But I never had a teacher make me feel like crap. I knew I'd done wrong, and I knew there was a punishment, but I didn't have them dress me down in front of the entire class.
So by them telling you to go stand out in the hall because you can't shut your mouth, that's not dressing you down.
It's punishment, and it's embarrassing, but it's not.
I'll ask you differently.
No.
By saying in front of the entire class, you can't shut your mouth, why don't you go stand in the hall? That's not dressing you down.
No.
That's exactly what it is. They just told you you're an idiot, you can't shut up, go stand in the hall, and they did that in front of the entire class. They didn't pull you aside, they didn't pull you in the coat locker, they didn't put their arm around you and tell you don't shut up, I'm going to kill you and your family. They didn't do that. Anytime it's done in public, you're being dressed down.
But they didn't call me an idiot. They didn't say...
I didn't say they had to call you an idiot. But if they address you and your poor activities in class, that's dressing you down in front of the classroom, especially when there's punishment that comes along with it.
But the teacher saying, I'm done with you, you have been nothing but horrible for 149 days, and then take you up in front of the class and say, is this really someone you want to be friends with? That's taking it to a whole
I wouldn't want to be
nother...
friends with them because obviously I'd be running a bad crowd.
I was just waiting for you to get to your punchline. Very nice.
What does that mean? It took too long?
No. It was just, I'm running with a bad crowd. He's 5. They're in a motorcycle gang outside.
Big wheel gang. Possibly the teachers tried everything else?
Possibly the teacher, if she can't control herself like that, she needs to go on and teach an older class.
At a certain point, maybe she... Do you know the entire story? Because I'm not going to argue with again unless you do. Because I'll make up everything.
Yeah, I read the article.
You know what happened 148 days leading up to that?
Yes, they had the entire...
I want you to tell me from day 1 up to 148 what happened every single day. Go ahead. I'm going to load up with chalk.
The story didn't chronicle every day.
Then you don't know the entire story. I just asked you that before you open your mouth. Now, again, I'm going to tell you. You start with day 1 and work your way up to 148. Are these mint?
Yeah.
I feel go ahead.
Kid was a problem.
Which day was that?
148.
All right, go back to the first day.
He was disruptive. He interrupted the teacher.
All right, what happened the second day?
He continued talking to his friends when they were told to be quiet.
All right, up to day number 3. I'm going to take you up to 148.
He wouldn't sit down when he was told to.
All right, what happened on the 4th day?
He was sniffing glue.
Holy shit.
Day number 5.
Oh, God.
He mooned the teacher.
Okay.
He was sick on day 6. I'll give you flutter.
Do I need help?
No.
Thank you. Shut up. Day number 6.
He called the teacher a bitch.
All right. Day number 7.
He rested. It was the Sabbath.
All right. The kid's got issues. Did she hit him?
No.
Okay.
But if this was just one day, and the kid's been complaining about it like the whole school year, the teacher's been berating.
All right. We've also had this argument before. The kid comes home and complains. The parents always side with the kid. Teacher doesn't know what she's doing. There's no way that my kid could be that disruptive. Why don't you go? Why don't you investigate? Well, talk to a few different people. That's what I would have done
first before sending the Sony recorder up. I think I would have sat down with the teacher and gone, okay, Billy's coming home and saying this every day. Can you tell me what the problem is? And now, if she goes, yeah, he's a pain in my ass. He talks all the time. No other kid, I've more trouble with him than anybody else in the room. Then you address it that way.
Now, why also, if the kid was a pain in the ass for 149 days, why wouldn't you send notes home?
They did.
They did.
And the parents did nothing?
The parents, they scolded him, and they admitted he's been, troublesome. And they went through his book, and it said he talked too much this day. He interrupted. He wouldn't, mind orders. He sniffed glue.
Okay.
Yep. But then finally the father, and this is one of those things, the first day, they send him in with a recorder. You catch this. Obviously, there's been some truth to what the kid's been saying, that the teacher has been publicly, verbally abusive.
Because he's acting up every day.
But you're a teacher.
And they won't let you hit him. Really, verbal abuse is all you got left.
Shirley Avenue.
It is.
Teacher.
So the teacher's supposed to deal with it, not the parent.
No, I think the parent should deal with it.
It was a failure all the way around.
Yeah.
Teacher, parent as well. I mean, the teacher feels like she's communicating. The parents aren't doing, either they're doing it or they're not doing enough.
And as the rest of the class, I don't want to be like him. You got to point somebody out.
Running with a bad crowd.
But it is. Trey already said on the 4th of it, Dave was sniffing glue.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe that was in the story.
Luckily, he believes in God. He took Sunday off.
Oh, okay.
So no, I don't want to hang out with somebody like that.
I just think it's a little rough.
That's how you get involved in meth labs.
All righty.
Go ahead, Dan.
A Farmers Branch rule against renting apartments to illegal immigrants has been declared unconstitutional. U.S. District Judge Sam Lindsay says in his ruling that it's the federal government's job to police immigration matters. He says the city of Farmers Branch shouldn't have tried to determine which non-citizens could rent apartments there. The ordinance passed last year requires landlords to verify the legal status of renters. Residents endorsed the measure a year ago in the nation's first public vote on such a matter.
Hold on. Yes, Chris.
Here, a perfect example of what happens to get kids to get treated like that and ostracized and singled out. See how you turned out? Not so good, huh?
I don't get the point.
Well,
Wait, all right, shut up for a second. Shut up. You're trying to be cute. You're not getting to your point. I got cute handled. You want to make a point, or you want to let the wind blow in the background? Because it's probably going through your head. Go ahead.
Hello?
I'm going to give you another shot. Get to your point instead of trying to be... All right, you lose.
Why do they do that?
I don't know. They think that they can
out-shout you.
I
can't tell you how many times out in public and appearances, like Friday night at Duke's, people come up to me and go, man, I wish I had 5 minutes on the phone with that Russ Martin. I could talk him down. I do it all the time to my buddies. You're not going to win. Let this one go. He's got all the buttons. He's got all the control. He's smarter than you, quicker than you, and he does it every day.
But I practice all the time with my buddies.
I do it all the time with my buddies. I got to shut them up in 2 seconds. I'm not kidding you. There was a guy that 20 minutes he was on me about how all he wanted was 5 minutes on the phone with you.
Why would I want to talk to him for 5 seconds? How does he think he's going to get to 5 minutes?
That's what I told him. I said, do you really listen? He goes, every day. Like, okay, you know you're not going to win. No one ever has.
Well, they have. Obviously, I'm not going to be well-versed in everything, but I'm not going to talk about things especially if I'm in it wrong.
You have control. You have complete control.
Alfie, what did the idiot on the line 4-1?
He is saying that if you ostracize kids like that and single them out, it's going to just kill their self-esteem.
And that's why people stop posting grades.
Mm-hmm. You can't have red.
Can't give them an F. You can't have anything that's negative because obviously the kid's he's not going to have any self-worth. As opposed to turning it around and making things rewards and having goals to try and achieve. You want to make it sound like, all right, you know what, you're retarded, and that's okay. The other people are retarded, and we'll get you a nice support group. As opposed to trying to look for different ways to better yourself. They don't want to go that route.
I think it's so ridiculous, teachers. The whole red pen thing. We want purple pens because the red, it's so harsh. Oh, come on.
And to say you can't call kids down, you can't do corporal punishment. You go to any school. Why the hell do you think there are metal detectors in schools now?
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with us getting red marks on our paper. It was the gradual, just the removal of any type of discipline or anything that was going to do any damage to my self-esteem.
I know by chance.
Everything I do is okay. So obviously I'm going to run amok.
If they take it home and they go, Mommy, the teacher told me this. Well, Mommy's going to go back up and scream at the teacher, not at the kid. When I hate to sound like it's somebody's dad, but back when we were in school, you took the note home and you hid it for a couple days, hoping she wouldn't ask or find out.
Yeah, because you knew that your parent was going to agree with the teacher. You get your ass beat, and some parents would come up to the school, I've seen this, and beat their kid's ass in front of the class. You want to talk about being ostracized.
That's bad.
Were you going to say something, Trey?
No, I once had my mom come to school and jerk me out of class and whip me.
And what was it that you did to deserve that?
Oh, who knows?
Glue thing?
Yeah.
Okay. But you stopped?
Yeah, later on.
All right.
And he shook ever since.
I think, and I'm not talking about just slapping kids around until there's some type of long-term physical damage. Short-term's fine if it gets a point across. But there has to be some type of bookmark to make you stop doing things. Whether it's crossing the street, not looking both ways. I got my ass wailed on because I didn't look both ways crossing the street once. And you bet your ass I put my ear to the curb listening for cars coming before I cross the street now.
Well, again, that's for your own safety. As well as it's just the rule in the house and you violated it.
Well, it was also a safety issue.
There's also a fine line.
It wasn't misbehaving in public. It was the fact that I could have got mowed down by something.
Right.
So she wailed on me, and I remembered that.
It's also
and you can also hear when the train or the engines are coming. What?
Which is good for your later career assignments. Yeah. What was I saying? There's a fine line, and that's what people don't draw sometimes, between disciplining someone and beating the hell out of them or pushing it too far and making them feel like crap. There's a fine line.
Yes, Rich.
Yeah, you guys never went to Catholic school. In first grade, the nun thought I had cursed. Now, this is Catholic school, and I was brought up
religious. She thought I cursed. She dragged me in front of the whole class, pulled my pants down, and made me stand there in my underwear for the whole rest of the class. Then she dragged me back into the bathroom and took a bar of soap and was threatening to jam it down my throat. I'm telling you, I never got over that.
You'd have probably paid cash just to have a priest at that point.
I'm telling you, nuns.
At least they do it in the privacy of their room.
Yeah, not for the whole class.
All right, I got to go. I'm driving.
All right. Well, sorry to bother you. How long before we need to break?
I gotta go. You are bugging me, Russ.
Man, I'm driving right now.
You see, I'm on the highway. Dumbass.
Time you call me, I'm on a Franklin Road. Rude ass. Go ahead, Dan.
On Monday, Chinese officials distributed a handbook that describes how the 100,000 volunteers at the Beijing Olympic Games should deal with disabled people this summer.
I saw this. I don't know why. Out of what's 5?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. 5's the funniest one to me. But go ahead.
All right, so Chinese officials distributed the handbook on how to, the 100,000 volunteers at the Olympics should deal with disabled people and their, quote, unique ways of thinking. So, some of the tips the handbook offers for dealing with disabled people. Number 1, disabled people can be overly protective of themselves, so you shouldn't call them crippled or lame, even if you're only joking. I love the Chinese. Number 2, be aware that even though disabled people show no differences in sensation, reaction, memorization, and thinking mechanism, they might have unusual personalities due to their disfigurement and disability. Number 3, some disabled people are isolated, unsocial, and introspective.
That does not mean put a bukkake collar on them.
He didn't say no.
Be aware that they can be stubborn, controlling, and defensive, and that they can have a strong sense of inferiority. Number 4, never stare at a disabled person's disfigurement. Disabled people will be able to pick up on your patronizing or condescending attitude, even if they're brain damaged. And number 5, don't sit in a disabled person's wheelchair. Even if it is just to satisfy your own curiosity.
And how are you going to catch them at a time they ain't sitting in it? You might hop in it for a minute. I just wondered. No, I help you out.
Your arms must be strong. These things are hard to push. How insensitive are the Chinese if you got to put out some kind of handbook on how to treat retards?
This is coming from the country that, after the hurricane, said, you know, they have the 1-kid limit in China.
Yeah?
They will allow you to have a second child as long as your first one died in the quake. So they're not big on sensitivity.
And I think they may.
Well, that was they do that to control the population.
Yeah, but they're not the
most PC people in the world.
Yeah, that.
Well, they just spiffed you an extra kid.
Thanks, gee willikers. Appreciate it. I'd like to have a whole family.
Well, the rule is you can have one. If the one that you had didn't last, then we'll let you have another one.
Didn't last.
For free.
See?
No fines. Thank you so much. Because I think if you do have a second kid accidentally, you get all kinds of fines.
Yep. That's why I say for free.
Yeah.
Disabled or killed in the earthquake, you can have a second one for free.
Yeah, I think they take if you're born.
Why is that being insensitive?
It's just,
they're doing it to control the population.
Oh, I know.
You had one. That one didn't make it. You get to have another one. We understand that you want to carry on with your lineage.
It's like getting a new puppy.
Yeah.
You lost one. We'll get you another one, kiddo.
What if you have a... now, is there any difference if you have a boy or a girl, other than the fact that sometimes if you have a girl, I hear that some of them don't quite make it?
It's cultural. That's not governmental.
What does it mean?
That they
if you have a girl, sometimes if they find out it's a girl ahead of time, they'll have an abortion?
Not necessarily that, but they just, they'll do away with it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's why you always hear about Chinese adoptions, and almost every single time you hear about an adoption from China, it's little girls. Yeah. Because they want boys. It's their culture.
Well, if you have a chick.
If you only have one kid, yeah. If you have a chick, it's not going to carry on your family.
Well, yeah. She can have sex. They do that there. I've seen the websites.
I know, but you lose your family line. They have to, unless they don't do it like we do, to take over the husband's name.
Well, if she has a child, that child is still going to be part of your lineage.
Family, but not my family name. That's all I'm saying. A lot of people want their family name to continue.
Oh. So they gave him an extra kid. Why are we slamming on the Chinese?
Well, going back to the retarded thing and the disabled, I think if you're born disabled, they quietly take you away somewhere, or the parents will give you up.
Like the land of misfit toys?
Kind of. So the general public hadn't seen a lot of disabled or retarded people.
Here's my son, Charlie in the box.
Square feet.
You'll be going to stay on an island.
You ran away with the puppy.
We're done? Yeah. All right. Need a break? All right, we're back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show.
I don't want no part of that char baby.
There's no words on our
Oh no, a Negro.
We'll do it live.
Hell yeah.
I've never seen that.
Oh, it's got a great big black one.
Things suck. There's no words there.
Super duper magical Negro.
There's no words on our We'll do it live.
Hold the big black one for me.
I don't know.
What the hell was that?
Trey slipped a real one in there.
Yeah, he did.
Why wouldn't you tell me that was coming?
I forgot I put it in there.
How would you space the fact that you put JD actually saying the N-word into a bumper?
I was playing with it. I apologize.
No, you don't. Sneaky.
I really did, because I meant to go back and bleep it. I just
have too much fun.
Give me a real bumper, will you, Chloe?
Thank you.
One that Trey hasn't cut up. Thank you.
Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
What? Where did that come from? I was looking down.
You slipped one in there, too?
Sorry.
Chew a whole thing of foil.
What?
Chew some foil. Just
Why?
some punishment. Because I did chew it when I screwed up yesterday.
Trey's just being,
what?
A scamp.
Yes, it's working.
You're the one that said the phrase, "You're my end."
It's okay. I don't even know why I got... How'd you get that?
You said it.
When did I say that?
One day when you were talking to a black guy on the phone.
I would never say that. Oh, yeah.
You want me to play the whole thing?
I'd rather you didn't.
Without hitting the delay?
Thank you, no. I think I remember. He said, go ahead and say it, and you said you'd hit the delay. Of course, you recorded it. Now it's there forever.
We have a safe bumper? Don't sneak one in here on me, Trey.
Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
All right, Dan, go ahead.
Sharon Stone's karma comment is having an instant effect on her movie star status in China.
Hold on for a second. Trey, tell the story of the retarded person you were making fun of during the break.
I wasn't making fun of. I just...
What? Did you hear the story? John?
Yeah, I did.
I missed it.
Go ahead, Trey.
I pulled up next to 7-Eleven, and in the car next to me, in the seat, was this grown man, obviously, and he was just staring, and he had slobber coming down all the way to the car seat in just one big string. And he was just sitting there drooling, staring off into nowhere. And it looked quite odd. And yes, it made me giggle.
Now explain to me the humor in making fun of someone with a handicap.
It's a grown man drooling on himself.
The man's retarded.
He's still drooling on himself.
So it's okay to sport fun at somebody that's handicapped.
If they're drooling on themselves?
You don't think that creates some form of isolation? Now he feels like he has to live in his own world.
I think he was. He was drooling on himself.
The man's retarded. Did you take time to stop and point out his retardation? He probably already knows he's had to live with that affliction his entire life.
No, he was just zoned out drooling. It's not like I pointed at the window and went, ha ha ha.
So you thought it.
That instance. I gotta spit this out. That insensitive attitude is what causes racism.
What?
It's making fun of people because they're not like you. Because they're different. You don't know what's going on in that retarded guy's life. Maybe there was a puppy in his lap and he was giving it something to drink. Maybe he had dry skin.
It was just...
We don't make fun of people because they're different. Oh, God. That's where racism comes from. Maybe you sit down, you have a conversation with him, you come to some type of understanding and find out why he's sitting in 4 gallons of spit.
I don't think a conversation was going to be possible. I think he just sits and drools.
That's very myopic. I have nothing else to say to you.
Oh, God.
How do you know he was retarded? What if he was sick and needed help?
No, Trey said he stood there and watched the entire time. He wanted to see if there was going to be any gap in the drool that was coming out of his mouth. That made Trey feel superior because he could spit on and off. This guy's faucet was open.
That's just a shame.
It's wrong.
So now you're going to mend the racial divisions?
Oh, no.
Yeah, Russ, bridge of equality.
Go ahead, Dan.
So, yes, Sharon Stone's karma comment is having an instant effect on her movie star status in China. The 50-year-old actress suggested last week that the devastating May 12th earthquake in China could have been the result of bad karma over the government's treatment of Tibet.
Do you hear this audio, Russ?
No.
Do you care? It's Cut 21 if you care about it. Somebody walked up to her on the street and just asked her, what do you think about the terrible thing that happened in China? And she goes off on this.
She put it to music?
She did not.
You said Cut 21.
It's on my flash drive.
Well, you didn't say flash drive. You said Cut 21. I got a mini disc and I got a flash drive.
It's only on the flash drive.
Well, I want to hear it.
Well, then pick that one and we'll see what it is.
Said I need some time to find myself. I need a little space to think. And maybe we should start seeing other people. And baby, things are moving way too fast for me.
What is this? It sounds like Ray Stevens.
So I
Dirk
picked
Bentley
up what
singing,
was
I got a
left
brand new
of my
girlfriend. I don't know why you have it on that disc, though.
No, it's... Yeah, Steve
Holly, I'm sorry.
All right, why is it on here?
I have no clue.
Is this your news disc?
No. His disc on my desk. I brought everything in a flash today.
Oh, this is... We were playing earlier.
What is
this? The disc that has a collection of stuff on it. Sorry. Lots of words today. This is a disc we were using earlier.
For what?
We had something else. We were listening to the power cord audio. You pulling the power cord. This is the same disc.
I got no freaking clue what you're telling me.
Remember earlier when you were playing...
No, I don't. Tell me now.
Earlier, you were playing a clip about you pulling the power cord and cutting it. So this is the same disc. It's not the news disc.
I haven't talked about music at all today.
I know, but this is a disc that's just got a collection of old stuff on it, like we backed up.
I don't get it.
But it's just on the same...
What are you telling me?
It's a backup disc.
For what?
For audio. It's not a go.
I don't understand.
I'm trying to tell you, you're not letting me.
There ain't no words.
It's not the
Excuse me.
What?
Just grabbed him by the chest and yanked him across the...
What is he telling me?
It's just a mini disc with a bunch of stuff on it. This happens to be the cut after what we used earlier.
What's that got to do with power cords?
It's the thing the time you yank the mini disc out of the board and you cut the power cord
I
and
thought
shut
he
it down.
meant guitar power cords.
No. It's the time you cut the power cord to the mini disc player, shut the studio down. We played that audio earlier.
I got that. It was when I pulled the mini disc out. I clipped the power cord from the mini disc player.
Right.
But he said power cords. a guitar. I didn't know what the hell it was.
That's why you let it go.
Next time, tell me that. Use words.
Yanking him across the board. Jesus. That's frightening.
If I can't follow what's going on, then the listener can't be anywhere close.
I understand that.
What am I playing?
On my flash drive, cut number 21 is Sharon Stone talking about the fact that China brought it on themselves.
The crisis, earthquake in China?
Of course I have.
Yeah, how do you feel about it?
Well, it was very interesting because at first I'm, not happy about the way the Chinese are treating the Tibetans because I don't think anyone should be unkind to anyone else.
Uh-huh.
And so I have been very concerned about how to think and what to do about that because I don't like that. And then I've been just, concerned about, how should we deal with the Olympics because they're not being nice to the Dalai Lama, who's a good friend of mine. And then all this earthquake and all this stuff happened, and I thought, is that...
Lady, shut up and just show us your...
I don't want to see that anymore.
That's probably what the Dalai Lama told her.
At the age of 50, you will no longer show anyone your... Don't show them that. It's done very bad. You'll have to take that from me as an expert. I don't want to see your... And I'm a humanitarian. No more sequels.
No.
No more... Ever. Not yours.
You're a humanitarian.
When you're not nice, that the bad things happen to you. And then I got a letter from the Tibetan Foundation that they wanted to go and be helpful. And that made me cry. And they asked me if I would write a quote about that. And I said I would, that it was a big lesson to me, that sometimes you have to learn to put your head down and be of service, even to people who aren't nice to you. And that's a big lesson for me.
Where did she say that it was karma?
That the fact that the Chinese have treated the Tibetans so poorly that God's getting back at them.
Did she bring up the hurricane or anything in this?
The earthquake, yes.
Earthquake. She mentioned that in here.
Yes.
Okay.
That was karma getting back at the Chinese for the way they treat Tibet.
So now they've yanked all her movies out of the theaters.
Ha ha. And that serves two purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Now we punish you, and we no longer have to look at that nasty of yours, which you should have stopped showing way back into the mid-'80s. No one wants to see something horrific like that. We've already had an earthquake.
We suffered enough.
We don't need to watch your tectonic lips move.
Stop it.
All right. So what's happening to her? Short of they just pulled all her movies?
They pulled her movies out of the Chinese theaters.
Okay.
What a loss.
Go ahead, Dan.
Dunkin' Donuts abruptly pulled an ad featuring its pitchwoman, Rachel Ray, after a conservative commentator wrote that the scarf...
She show her clam?
No. God.
Was there a donut in it? She shoved...
Bear claw.
As much as she weighs, she's obviously... You can't gain that much weight just by shoving food in your mouth.
You gotta go in both ends.
I'm so hungry.
I wish I had teeth down there. Guess I could get dentures. Then I could eat bear claws with my...
And it's the scarf she's wearing in this TV ad that's got them all twisted.
What does the scarf say on it?
It's not what it says. It's the scarf she wore resembles a traditional headdress worn by Arab men.
She wearing it on her head?
No, she's wearing it like a scarf. But Ray, who hosts her show, wore the silk scarf with a black and white paisley design in the commercial. Some thought it looked too much like a keffiyeh. The keffiyeh is the traditional scarf of Arab men that has come to symbolize murderous Palestinian jihad. This according to Michelle Malkin from Fox News.
How many people actually noticed this before they pulled the spot?
So far as I can tell, this one Michelle Malkin noticed it and wrote about it in her column, and Dunkin' Donuts wigged out, denied the similarity, but said, we'll go ahead and pull it.
Even though there was no intent?
None
whatsoever. And a producer and a director saw it, and the editor saw it, and then there was screened for the client. Everything was fine.
And Malkin actually wrote, she says, this was popularized by Yasser Arafat and a regular adornment of Muslim terrorists appearing in beheading and hostage-taking videos. The apparel has been mainstreamed by both ignorant and not so ignorant fashion designers, celebrities, and left-wing icons.
And picnic tables.
She was wearing that?
No. One of the things he would wear was a red and white checker. It looked like something you'd see on a cover on a picnic table.
I carry a picnic table inside my...
No.
I'm sorry, how many people need to see it?
A table of 8.
I'm still missing her popularity as well. I know it was a spinoff from Oprah, but I've watched the show from time to time, and it's just this little fat, runt, loudmouth chick talking about eating.
I liked her when she would do a show. It was like great meals in 30 minutes. I would watch that occasionally because you could really pick up good recipes quickly.
Yeah.
But as far as her popularity and her appeal, I got no clue.
And they actually did a survey. I think it was just among women. Most women they talked to can't stand Rachel Ray, yet for whatever reason, they still find themselves watching her on occasion.
And she's still syndicated?
Oh, yeah. Maybe it's that thing. If you're overweight, you look sort of average, you can still be a big star, and that's why they like it.
But anytime I've seen her prepare anything, it's got an ass load of fat in it.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So there's no fat-free stuff. It's normal food, as you can tell by looking at her.
Do we need a break? All right. We'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Contenders come and go, but there's only one afternoon champ, the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
All right, Dan, what do you got to end with?
A Cocoa, Florida man was arrested after a woman accused him of following her around Walmart and performing a sex act inside of a clothing rack. Timothy Cressy was charged with a felony count of lewd and lascivious conduct and a misdemeanor count of stalking. According to reports, the security tape showed Cressy performing the sexual act while hiding under the clothes rack.
Why would you go to Walmart for that?
There's a lot of places to hide. It's very large.
But look what you got to pick from.
Well, yeah, he had apparently been at the Walmart earlier, and he'd maybe seen somebody he wanted to follow around and jump inside the clothes rack and do business.
Why not go to a JCPenney or possibly a Neiman's?
Well,
why pick a Walmart? Why don't you just go to the zoo and whack in the bushes?
What are you saying? Only ugly people go to Walmart?
Yes.
Oh.
Been to Walmart. I've seen it.
I know. It's not all ugly people. I saw a chick there the other day.
She was lost.
Yes, she was. Not the point.
Well, I'm going to stand right in the middle of the aisle. I don't know if that's some type of prerequisite before you go into Walmart. And that old lady that can reach you at the door says, all right, you with a fat ass, you block aisles 6 and 7, and don't move.
No matter what happens, you don't move.
They act like there's nobody there could be nobody behind me because I'm going to stop and I'm going to look at both sides of the aisle and I'm going to block as much as I can. In fact, I may have a couple of snacks so I can get the job done.
Saw a lady in a weasel. It wasn't the Walmart chairs. It was her own personal weasel. Back up into a thing of cans and they all crashing around her last night. And she just turns it and drives away. The cans everywhere. Of course, big fat. She couldn't get out of the chair, I'm sure. That was funny to me.
So making fun of a paralyzed woman is funny to you?
I didn't know, not the woman. The fact that she backed into the cans and then just ignored it. Like, I didn't do that.
Well, she's handicapped.
Well, she may just be fat. A lot of people who do those things are just lazy.
Again, this is where the divisions of...
You're the humanitarian? You're going to tell me about being nice to people? You?
I'll put on a robe and stick a dot on my forehead and straighten you out.
You'd have to.
Go ahead, Dan.
I want an email before you... Just
what?
Real quick throwaway. I said the guy who missed the show yesterday. Did you ever talk about what happened to Russ's girl depositing his fake IRS stimulus package check? This guy works at a bank, strangely enough.
No, she never made it to the bank.
Okay.
I let that part of the story go. She really did take it. She stamped the back of it. Because I've got it for deposit only. Took my payroll check, left me the voicemail. Luckily, she wasn't planning on going to the bank till lunch. I got a hold of her. Oh, that's not real.
It looks real. It did look real.
I couldn't die. It took me like 4 times to get the number right. And she answered the phone. Well, I don't care what you're doing. Stop!
Hey, hang on just a minute. Thank you. I was just at the bank. What can I do for you?
I just sent the tube.
Then you go and get a gun. And you go to the bank.
You better get in that tube and get it back.
That's one of the first times I actually had to stop and think, all right, what the F do I do? You don't really see a problem. You work it through your head. Sure, all I could see was federal prison. Because I make a fake IRS check just to piss JD off. Look, I got a rebate.
You leave it. Well, the dumb thing is leave it on the counter.
Well, I took it out of my bag and just threw it on the counter with all my other trash. She picked it up, stamped it, and took it to the bank.
We have money. We have more money. This is good. The government loves that.
Yeah, I'm about to get free housing. All right. Anything to end with, Dan?
I can keep going if you like. I liked your line, though. The free housing.
Oh, hang on. JD, while you were on vacation, did you get the little thing I sent?
You suck. Why do you do that? Why would you do that? I asked you not to. You already knew what room I was staying in. You got to send a single rose and a little note. I open the note. It says, I'm not touching you. Russ. So the other 3 days, I'm thinking, what else is coming? Because I know something else is coming. Nothing else ever comes. But I think about it all 3 days. That was a nice rose, by the way.
Every time I send a gift, it's always something that you can use, enjoy during the trip.
When you were
What's the problem with a rose with a little note that says, I'm not touching you?
When you were a kid, when you used that I'm not touching you line, what was it meant to do? What was the point? To irritate the crap out of whoever you were not touching but you were close to?
No, it was somebody, just a perspective on space.
I certainly got the perspective on the fact that you were in my space.
I sent a rose.
I know you sent a rose and a note that said, I'm not touching you. God, that was irritating. At least before I got something I could use.
And what was funny, in my mind, all I could see was this great big 700-foot finger pointing at the edge of Florida. I'm not touching you.
But I know where you are. Oh, Lord.
All right. Unless you got anything else, we can go here.
What?
No,
it doesn't happen to you.
Yeah, that's part of it. Just be happy you didn't get a video of Russ doing the Robert De Niro finger eyes.
Yeah.
When you turn on the TV in your hotel room.
I'm watching you.
It's not bad.
No, it's not. It's terrible.
Just get them to feed video into your room.
Oh, God.
TV flips on. It's me doing the eyes pointing back and forth. Me to you.
It's irritating.
You put the finger right up to the screen. I'm not touching you.
See ya.
Go ahead, Dan.
For more information on the Russ Martin Show, including pictures, videos, and more, go to russmartin.com. To answer any question you may have about the show, just go to russmartin.info. To email the show and during the show only, send that to studio@russmartin.com. Other show websites, johndavidryan.com, danomalley.com, djclo.com, treytrenholm.com, and for Chuck the Band Manager, chuckwheat.com. The official caterer of the show is Sugar Babies Barbecue. Their website, sugarbabiesbbq.com. The official liquor store of the Russ Martin Show is Majestic Fine Wine and Spirits. Their website, majesticliquors.com, and the official site for Live 105.3 is live1053.com.
All right, see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
You can now listen to The Russ Martin Show anytime you want on the web at russmartin.info.